Right, we're back with Root Film. Okay. So we are going to continue where we left off. So we should be on the town map. So we're at Suwano Station. Yoshinage Rice Store? Would that be considered a place to eat? Or is that a place that sells rice? We're going to find out. Whoa, Hitoha, look at that! So many carp, and they're huge! Huge, I tell you! Wow. I heard there was a lot of carp, but I didn't think there'd be this many. Magari and Amakata cheer as they watch the beautiful carp swim around. This is Yoshinaga Rice Store, otherwise known as the Carp Rice Store, since you can watch carp swimming in the pond for free.
この地はいい湧き水が出るんですよ。だからこうして池を庭に作って鯉を飼う家がかつてはたくさんあったんです。
Since this land has great spring water, many houses build ponds in their gardens and raise carp in them.
もともとは水路に湧く暴風呂対策のためだったそうですね。
Apparently, the carp were originally meant to counteract aqueduct mosquito problems.
なるほど。しかし今となっ
See,
てはここまで
but nowadays there aren't many houses that have this many beautiful carp, are there?
そうですね。う
I
ちが
suppose
辺りで一番
not.
と
We
自
do
負して
like
い
to
ます。
brag that we're the best in that regard. From what the team can see of this pond, that may not be an exaggeration. Yagumo nods as he watches the girls feed the carp. Okay, so how about Minoya? Is that a shopping district, maybe? There we go. The team has lunch at Minoya, a restaurant near Tsuwano Station. Kanade, the cameraman, finally puts down his camera, albeit just for a few minutes.
いい風が入ってくるな。
That's a nice breeze. Looks nice. Sure is. The open terrace sure feels nice, and this set meal is so delicious.
それ吹き飯定食ってや
That's
つ
the
だっけ？
butterbur rice set meal, right?
俺は肉が入ってないと
I got an
食べた気がしない
oyakodon.
から親子丼だけど。
Because I need
こっちもあり
meat.
だったか
That
な。
actually looks pretty good. Sure is delicious. And it's great for us girls who have our diets to worry about. Does your work require a strict diet, Hitoha? Well, acting uses stamina, so I get to eat a fair amount, but I do need to maintain balance. I see. The two girls chat as they chow down on the dango that came with the meal. The bill should be coming soon, and as Yagumo reaches for his wallet to pay... Director, you're paying for room and board, right? Hmm?
まあ、
Well,
そりゃ
yeah.
そうだろ。
Can't just let an
品
actress
半
pay
で
during
女優さんに
location
財布出
scouting.
させるわけにもいかないし。
Then, can we put in another order?
追加？
Another order? There was a sign at the front for chestnut zenzai Hitoha, and I want to try it. Before Yagumo can say a word, he's left speechless by Hitoha's bashful glances. I'm sorry for being so selfish.
なあ、いやいや。別にそのくらい。
Oh,
遠慮す
no,
ること
don't
ない
worry
よ。
about it. You don't have to show that much restraint.
当地の食事を経験しておくのも
Experiencing
役
local
作り
food
の
will
大切
help
だ
you
から
get in
な。
character.
遠慮
So
せず
don't hold
バンバ
back
ン
with
言
any
ってくれ。
requests. Alright, sorry about that. You know what that means, Hitoha? I do.
白玉入り栗ぜんざいとよもぎ餅セッ
Kitaha.
ト。
Let's get chestnut zenzai with
かき氷もいっ
dumplings,
ちゃおっか。
one grass mochi set, and shaved ice.
あ、それも気にな
Oh,
ってま
I
した
was looking at that too, but
けど
are you sure,
い
Director?
いんで
平気平気、どんどん言ってくれ。
Don't worry. You keep it coming.
よっしゃ。花田
Nice.
さんと監督もどうですか？
Kanade, Director, you guys want some? You want anything?
いや、俺は
No, I'm good.
了解。
Roger that.
それじゃあ全部三人
So,
で
for 3.
店員さん、追加オーダーっす。
Waiter, we'd like to make another order. As Magari loudly hails a waiter, menu in hand, Yagumo looks up at the sprawling sky outside. What was that about diets again? Caught between a philosophical quandary and a hurting wallet, Yagumo keeps watching the sky. I'm going to take a gander that we go to the Japan Heritage Center. They enter a building whose sign at the front says Tsuwano Japan Heritage Center. On display inside the building are several ukiyo-style works of art.
ちょっと待っててください。高野さんに挨拶してき
Hold on a
ますん
second.
で。
I'll go greet Takano.
高野さん。
Takano?
ほら、八坂神社で落ち合う。
Remember how we got the local history researcher as a guide to meet up with us at Yasuka Shrine? Takano is the one who referred us to him on phone.
ああ。
Magari looks around until she finds a staff member who she calls out to. Apparently, that was Takano, as the two bow and exchange business cards. After finishing their greeting, Magari brings him back to the others.
監督、こちらセンター職員の高野さんっす。
Director, this is Takano. He works at the center.
どうも。センターの管
Hello,
理長をしております。
I am Takano,
高野
the
です。
head manager of the center.
この度はツアーのドラマで
I
取
hear
り上
you're
げていただ
filming
け
a
ると
TV
か。
drama in
よ
Suwano.
ろしくお願いしますね。
Thank you for your efforts.
あ、いえ、
Oh,
こ
no.
ちらこそ
we
いろい
should
ろ
be
お世話に
thanking
なり
you.
ます。
今日はあまりお時間がないとのことですが、
I
このセンタ
know
ー
you
では
don't have much time
設
here
計図を
today.
詳しく解説展示しております。
What's going on? At the moment, I am just preparing a photo shoot. Not a photo shoot, a video shoot for a film that was abandoned 10 years ago, while trying to figure out why it was abandoned 10 years ago. It's a long story. I know you don't have much time here today, but the center has an exhibit explaining the 100 views map of
ぜ
Tsuwano.
ひお時間を作って改めてご来訪ください。
Please, come again when you have the time.
百景図っていうのは。
What's the 100 views map of Tsuwano?
1845年。つまり今から150年ほど前の江戸時代末期に、
It's a map of 100 landscapes of Tsuwano, sketched by feudal lord Satoharu Kurimoto in 1845, around 150 years ago.
このツアーの各地を100点に及ぶスケッチで
It's a
残してい
precious
て、
document detailing the sites and customs of Tsuwano at the time in the form of 100 sketches of different locations.
ああ、それじゃあ今の街並みと百景図を比べながらツアーのを歩いたら楽しそうですね。
In that case, it might be fun to walk around Tsuwano and see how it's changed compared to the 100 views map.
そういう楽しみ方をされている観光客の方も
Many
たく
tourists
さ
here
ん
do
おられます
exactly that.
確かに楽しそうだ。そのあたりも
It does sound
うま
fun.
く劇中で取り上げたいところですね。
Might even use that as a plot point in the story.
ええ、ぜひともお願いします。
Yes, please do. After Takano gives Yagumo a list of contacts for filming permission, they leave the building. So, the crew are location scouting at the moment for this thing. Things haven't really started getting weird yet. I'm expecting it to eventually start getting weird. So, let's see. I'll go back to the Japan Heritage Center. The team heads inside there to escape the sun and also check out the building's interior. The building's not big, but it's full of precious documents and other display items. Tsuwano's got... Yeah, we can go to Mimoya. It's just a restaurant. Tsuwano's got a lot of sights, huh? This place is perfect to stop by when wandering around. Let's go back to Mimoya and see if there's anything changed there. Minoya. There's no need. Okay. Let's go to the rice store again. We didn't have much to do there on our way here, but it might have changed as we go back. While Yagumo was tirelessly gazing at the pond, Magari and Hito had run off somewhere. When they return, they each have one cheek full.
なんだ
What's that?
飴
Candy?
店先ですごくレトロな飴売ってたんで買っちゃいました。
They sell some really retro candy at the shop, so we bought some.
ああ、ここの店先。昔ながらのお米屋さんって感じでいいよな。
This shop's a real
あ
traditional
んな風
rice
に売っ
shop.
てると確か
I
に買
can
いたく
see
な
why
る
you'd
のもわ
want
か
a
るよ。
souvenir.
監督も飴入れます
You want
な
some
ん
candy
か
too,
しめ
Director?
じみする感
They're
じの
good.
味わいで
They've got a
うまい
real
っす
deep
よ
flavor to them.
くれ。
おいっと
Yeet. Magari cleanly tosses the candy into Yagumo's open mouth. Was that it? You gonna go back to the Suano station? Yeah, it's a visual, graphic, interactive novel, so it technically is kind of like an anime that you kind of play through, but you control where the story kind of goes. Well, kind of, it is still linear, but if you know things like Doki Doki, Nonary games, that sort of thing, yeah, it's part anime, part manga, part game. Oh, battery's dying on my controller. Let me just plug me in. Cool. There are considerably fewer people by the station compared to before. The few remaining people seem to have gone to the south side of the station.
向こうに何かあるんすかね
Something going on
みん
over.
なそっちに歩いてってますけど
Everyone seems to be walking that way.
時間からすると転車台を見に行くんだろうな。
Judging by the time, they're
SL
probably here to
山口号を
see
牽引してきた機
steam
関車を
locomotive
方向転換
Yamaguchi
させるん
rounding
だ
a corner.
へえ
As the team watches the tourists move, they suddenly hear a familiar voice from behind.
おや君たちも来ていたのかね
I see you guys are here too.
あ
When they turn around, they see Ibose and Monami get out of a newly arrived
奇
car.
遇ですね
What
こん
a
なところでお
coincidence
会いする
meeting
な
you
んて
here. No worries. What a coincidence meeting you here.
その様子からするとシナハンという
Looks
ところ
like you're
か
location scouting, correct?
あ、ね
Ah,
え、そうで
yes,
す。
we are.
というか、イブセ監督もツアーの
So-
舞台に。
Director Ibose, you're filming here in Tsuano too?
さ
Well,
て
I'm
どうし
thinking
ようか
about it,
考
but-
えているところだがマックス君
Maxi,
一つ聞きたいが
do
君
you
は坂
know
崎出羽
about
の神を知ってい
Naomori
るかね
Sakazaki?
坂崎。
Sakazaki?
いえ、
Mm,
知り
can't
ませ
say
ん。
I do.
大阪夏の陣で千姫を救出したことで
He's
名を
known
知
for
られている
rescuing
が
Princess Sen at the
彼は
siege of
後に
Osaka.
津和野城の城
But
主となって
afterwards,
いる
he was named Lord of Tsuwano Castle. Welcome back.
この地では縦横に走る水路と鯉が有名だが
He's the
それは、
one responsible for the
いずれも彼が
area's famous
奨励したものだ。
sprawling system of aqueducts full of carp.
400年以上前となるその地勢の延長線上に今もこの地の風土は成立して
Today,
いる
even
のだよ
400 years after his reign, the land is as beautiful as it was then.
そんなことも下調べをせずシナハンにやって
You're here for location scouting before even looking
そ
that
れ
up.
でこの地を舞台に
Are you sure you can pick out this town's best
良い作品が撮れるかな？
locations to film? Yagamo's at a loss for words when he hears the veteran director's logical argument. If both directors wanted to film in Tsuano, then Yagamo would most likely have to back down. Seeing Yagamo worry about that thought, Monami
Wow.
chuckles.
イブセ監督ったら
Director
Wakai
Ibuse,
Kantoku-san
you shouldn't pick on a young
に意地悪
director
しちゃダメですよ。
like that.
彼のように元気の
Seeing
い
his
い
youthful
若者を
energy
見
just
ると
made me want to tease him a
少し
bit,
から
you
か
know?
ってみたくなるものだろう
本当にもう
Good grief. I'm
ご
sorry
めんな
about
さい
that,
ね
Director
ヤグモ
Max.
君
We're just checking off a list of
私たちは
famous
今
locations in
島根
Shimane
と
to
いう
get a
舞
feel
台
for
の
the
空気感をつ
setting.
かみたくて名所を一通り回って
They're
るだ
not
けな
bad
の
people in the end, from the beginning. They are just playing around with him.
うちの監督もまずは若手のあなたからロケーション選んでもらってそれからそれ以外の場所を選ぶつもりだから安心
Our
してね
director's intention was for you to pick out a location first and then choose another place.
なあ、そうだったん
Oh,
ですか。
really?
いえ、
Thanks for your
は
consideration.
い。磯上さんから聞いたんですが、女優さん選びでも自分を優先するように配
I
慮して
heard
いただ
from
いたそうで。
Isogami that you let me have first pick from the
Arigatou gozaimasu.
actresses too. Thank you.
気にしなくていい。
Don't sweat
彼
it.
女
Amakata shows great
Amakata-kun
potential.
いい
I'm
女優
expecting
に
a
なれ
great
る
film
逸
from
材
you
だ。
two. So there is this film that was abandoned 10 years ago. The first chapter would suggest that it was cursed, but they've figured that to be a myth and fake. We figured that out in the first chapter. Now, we also figured out that that was meant to be a test for this remaking of this film that was abandoned 10 years ago. The young director on the right is the main character, and he still wants to figure out why the filming of the show was actually abandoned. That's why I think it's still early on in the story, so I do think the things are going to start getting a bit weird later. I think it's not directly related to, but it is similar to the game Root Note, something like that, which was pretty innocent slice of life to start with, and then it kind of got a bit weird near the end and a bit dark. So I'm expecting it to do that as well, but so far it's early stories yet.
はい。
頑張ります。
I'll do my best. When Hitoha bows deeply, Ibose waves his hand and heads outside the building. Following behind, Monami smiles and bows before quickly trotting to catch up. Right. I guess they went to see these steam locomotives. Right, we're going to the Yasuka Shrine now to go and watch the heron dance. 2:25. They arrive at Yasuka Shrine 5 minutes before their appointment. Tourists have already gathered at Yasuka Shrine, perhaps for the upcoming Hoshiai festival dance.
ガイド役の人はどこだ？
Where's our guy?
境内のどっかにはいるはずなんすけど。
He should be on the
ちょっ
grounds
と待ってく
somewhere.
ださい。
Hang
電話
on.
番号は
I
聞
got
い
his
てある
phone
んで
number. I'll
今
call.
かけてみるっす。
Magari takes out her phone. It doesn't take long to find him. As Magari talks on the phone, she waves at the hand washing station, and soon enough, a man with a phone in his hand approaches.
ヤグモ映像のご一行ですな。
You're Studio Yagumo, right?
自分がヤグモマックスです。
I'm Max Yagumo.
あなたが
We'd like to ask you to be our guide too.
島根中央大学で
I'm
非常勤講師をしている
Kenzaburo
倉持
part-time
健三郎だ。
lecturer at Shimane Chuo University and researcher of Tsuano's local history.
話は日本遺産センター
I
の
heard
高野
everything
君
from
から聞
Takano
い
at
て
the
いるの
Japan
で
Heritage Center already.
安心
So
して任せて
please
もらいたい。
relax.
はい。急なお願いを聞いていただい
Thank
て
you for
助
accommodating
かり
us
ま
at
す。
such short notice.
それで今日はどのような案
So,
内がご
with
希
that
望
said,
かな。
how would you like me to guide you today?
そうですね。今日のところは星合祭の撮影に集中しようと思います。
Thank you.
確か場所を変えて夕方まで続くとか。
Well, today our focus is shooting the Hoshiai festival. It moves around until evening,
ル
correct?
ートの終着点である
It reaches its
遠山
final step at 5
は
p.m.
夕方5時過ぎ
After
だ
that,
な。
it's too late to see it.
確かでは今日のところは星合
So
祭の
today,
前に
let's join the Hoshiai
解
festival.
説をすることに
I'll give
して
commentary, and later I can
そうだな。
show you some of Tsuano's
その
local
後
records that I
私の
have at
自
home.
宅でツアノの歴史資料などをお見せするというのはどうかな。
それはありがたい。
Thank
で
you,
は
we'd
それでお
appreciate
願いしま
it.
す。
As they talk, the tourists begin to stir. It seems the Hoshiai festival procession is near. Yagumo quickly has Kanade set up the camera and prepare for shooting. Eventually, the procession arrives, and the offertory dance begins. Offertory dance. The clean bell rings through the crisp air as the song begins. It's a spectacle beyond what they had imagined, with some dancers in full costume and others shaking canes with bamboo leaves attached.
どうかな。素晴らしいでしょ
What do you think? Isn't it wonderful?
これは見応えありますね。
It's visually impressive.
それに
The vivid
色彩
colors
もあ
leave
でやか
quite an
で
impression.
映像映えしそうだ。
う。うん。
Indeed.
七夕の祭りというもの
While
は
Tanabata
全国で行わ
festivals
れてい
are
るが
nationwide, this region has continued with Kikoden tradition since the Heian period.
この地のものは 平安時代に宮中で行われていた
You can see the heavy influence of the Kikoden carried out in Heian period's imperial court.
民族学的にも非常に価値が高い
You
も
can
のと
say
言
it
って
has an
いいだろう
exceptional amount of cultural heritage value.
本当衣装もとっても素敵です。
I can
以
see
前見たブ
why.
ロードウェイミュージカルにも負け
These
てないです
costumes are so lovely. They're on par with Broadway musical costumes.
ブロードウェイ
Broadway?
まあ
Well,
確かに
The costumes
負け
certainly
てな
are
いくらい
beautiful.
綺麗な衣装だな。
Even Yagumo can't help but smile when Hitoha somehow manages to connect Shinto rites with Broadway musicals. Eventually, the procession starts moving, and so they start moving as well. Don't think I have a choice of where I go now. 20 to 5 in the afternoon. It's fine. After visiting 6 locations like Karakuen and the elementary school, the procession arrives at Yoshinaga Rice Store, famous for its carp pond. Yagumo has been rubbing his nose. Thank you very much, much appreciated. Yagumo has been rubbing his nose ever since the solemn offertory dance began. Damn, I was feeling better earlier, but now I want to sneeze again. Is he allergic to something that he keeps coming up against? The tourists silently watch the herons dance. Yagumo feels it wouldn't exactly be appropriate to sneeze in this situation, but... it's no use. My nose won't stop tingling. Fortunately, Yagumo's sneeze is drowned out by another tourist who just so happened to cough at the same time. Why is he coughing? That doesn't sound good. Seems like a young man wearing a mask can't stop coughing. Other tourists don't appreciate the interruption as they keep giving the young man disgusted looks. My goodness, I feel sorry for the guy, but he covered up the sound of my sneezing. Yeah, I think so too. Yagumo sees that Kuramochi has run off to go talk to the young man. He can't make out their whispering, but judging by gestures and expressions, Kuramochi's probably warning him that his coughing is distracting. It's not his fault. Soon enough, the young man slumps his shoulders and leaves. That was close. If he didn't take the heat, then I'd be the one getting lectured. With a little bit of sympathy in his heart, Yagumo breathes a sigh of relief. Poor guy. That wasn't fair. 5:30 in the afternoon. The offertory dance ends at its final stop, thus ending the Hoshiai festival. The team's filming ends as well, and thus Studio Yagumo can finally rest easy.
なんとか一通り終わったな。奏、いいインサートカット撮れたか？
Whew, looks like that's that. Kanade, you get some good cutaway footage?
よし。
Nice.
それじゃあ今日の撮影はここ
Guess
ま
that's
で
a
だ
wrap for
な。
filming today.
撮影も終わりというなら約束通り私の家へ案内しよう。何？ここからなら歩いて15分ほどだ。
If you're done filming, let me show you my home. It's only about 15 minutes walk from here.
ねえ、宿のチェックイン
Okay.
もあるので。
We've got about an hour
1
until we
時間
check
ほ
in
どで
at our
おいとましますが。
hotel, so we'd
お願いしま
appreciate
す。
it. Yeah, no worries. I gotta go and check on dinner myself in a sec. I'm just gonna wait till we get to the map screen and then I'll go do it.
ひとはちゃん疲れてる？
Are you tired?
ちょっと顔色良くないような気がするけど。
You seem a little pale.
あ、いえ。
Oh, do
そう
I?
ですか。
もし疲れてるようなら、
If you're tired,
先に
you
宿
can
に
go
行
on
って
ahead
い
to
て
the
構わない
hotel.
よ。
No need to force yourself to
無理
stick
して
around all
全部
day.
に付き合う必要はないんだし。
いえ、全然大丈夫
No,
で
I'm perfectly
す。すみ
fine.
ません。
Sorry for
ご心配か
worrying
け
you.
て。
そっか。
Oh, well,
Nara
as
in
long as
da.
you're okay. Kuramochi's mansion. Right, be right back for a second while I do before I go on to the next scene. I'm just going to go check on my dinner. Alright, back for a little bit. Kuramochi's mansion. Let's go. As promised, they arrive at Kuramochi's home in 15 minutes flat. He must be wealthy as he lives in a mansion on a large plot of land by the river near Tsuano Elementary. When they enter the gates of the tall white walls, they see a serene pond of carp to the right.
こちらも錦鯉を飼っておられるんですね。
So you keep carp here too, huh?
ああ、
Oh,
そうだな。
yeah, I do.
かつてこの地では鯉を飼うのが流行
Carp
ったからな。
ponds were once in style around these parts, so my father started keeping carp here too.
なるほど。立派なものですよ。
Your pond is
大きさな
spectacular.
ら吉永米店のものに
It's
も
got to be
負
as
けて
big
な
as
さ
the
そうだ。
one at Yoshinaga Rice Store.
そうかね。
Really?
私はどうも興味がないので
It's
ほ
not
った
my
らかし
thing,
だが、
so I leave it
よ
alone.
く育っているという
It's
の
my
な
wife who
ら、
takes care
家
of
内
it.
の世話が良いのだろうな。
ああ、
Oh.
奥様が世話をなさっているんです
So
ね。
it's your wife that takes care of the pond. Wow, how much is this pond worth in carp alone? I heard local history research isn't profitable, but with a mansion and a carp pond, he seems pretty well off. With that thought in mind, Yagumo heads inside the grounds as he looks at the swimming carp. And the frogs.
まあ、くつろいでくれたまえ。今、お茶でも用意させるから。
Well, feel at home. Now I'll prepare some tea.
ああ、いえ、お構いなく。
Oh,
それほ
please
ど
don't
長居
fuss
をす
over
るわ
us.
けでもないですし。
We don't plan to overstay our welcome.
はは、そう遠慮しなくてもいい。客人に何も出さないわけ
No
に
need to
も
be
いかないし
modest.
な。
I have to show hospitality to my guests.
おい。おい。
Hello? Hello? Kuramochi raises his voice. Upon which, after a rushed pitter-patter of slippers, a door opens and a young woman peeks out.
はいはい。お呼びでしょうか、先生。
Yeah, yeah. You call, Professor?
んなんだ、芝
Oh,
君か。
it's you, Shiba.
家内はどうした？
Where's my wife?
さあ、
No.
まだお休みになっているので
Still
は。
resting, perhaps?
仕方ないやつだな。
She sure picked a
まだ
bad
寝
time.
込んでおるのか。
We've got guests. Kuramochi seems displeased as he
すま
murmurs.
ないが、少し待っていてくれたまえ。今、家内にも挨拶させるから。
Sorry, can you give me a moment? I need to have my wife greet you
あ
too.
あ、いや。お
Oh,
休みになっている
if
の
she's
なら
resting, you
無理
don't
に
have to
そんな。
force her.
いやいや。
No,
客
no.
人が来てい
We
る
must
と
be
いう
hospitable
の
for our
に
guests.
そういうわけにもいかんよ。
Hmm.
どれ、私が起こしてこよう。
I'll go wake
芝
her
君
up.
も一緒に来てくれたまえ。
Come with me, Shiba.
はい。
Okay. Awkward. Kuramochi and Shiba head inside the room. Once their footsteps have faded into the distance, Magari
なん
whispers.
か、昭和のおっさんって感じっすね。
Kind of feels like
今
a
時
Showa
期
era
主観
boomer,
白
you
丸
know?
出しっつうか。
Like he's a domineering husband and everything.
まあな。
Yes. Yagumo shrugs his shoulders and says nothing more. An awkward silence fills the reception room now that its owner is gone. And then... Here it goes. A sudden shriek shakes the Kuramochi household, causing everyone to jump off the sofa. The sound of that shriek signals the start of the first incident on Studio Yagumo's hands. And there it is, folks. It starts. The first real incident. I feel like the first chapter was just a... A sudden shriek shakes the Kuramochi household, causing everyone to jump off the
今の
sofa.
姫、ただごとじゃないっすよ。
That was a pretty serious scream. Everyone runs towards where the scream came from, deeper inside the mansion. Yagumo and the others rush through the hallway deep inside the mansion. And when they arrive in front of an open door, they find Kuramochi and Shiba, bent over, coughing.
黒持さん、柴さん、どうしましょう。
Kuramochi, Shiba, what happened? Yagumo looks in the room and as he calls out to them, there he sees A woman sitting limply on a rocking chair, her face in anguish.
これは
What? Yagumo murmurs as he gazes into the room. His nose is overwhelmed by a scent like the chlorine from a swimming pool. By a scent like the chlorine from a swimming pool.
監督
Director?
監督
Director, are you okay?
来るな
Stay back! When Hitoha and Magari rush over to Yagumo, he halts them and squeezes out directions.
ひとはちゃん
Hitoha,
倉持さんと柴さんを
get Kuromochi and Shiba outside and call the police. And an ambulance too.
救急に連絡を
Okay,
曲がり奏で近くの
open all the windows. We gotta ventilate, quick!
急いで換気だ
了解っす
Roger. As they watch Hitoha drag Kuromochi and Shiba Yagumo, Magari, and Kanade the hallway windows one by one. I think it's meant to have opened the hallway windows one by one over there. There's a lot of spelling mistakes in this game. Fresh air flows in, thinning the noxious gas. Now that he can breathe a bit easier, Yagumo takes another look inside the room. The woman inside is sitting in the same spot, showing no sign of stirring. After opening all the windows, Magari and Kanade come up next to him and blankly stare inside.
監督
Director, is she...
倉持さんの奥さんだな
She must have been
顔に
Kuromochi's
かすかだ
wife.
が
Her face has signs of liver
手
mortis.
遅れだ
It's too late.
それに
Also,
遺体の隣見て
look
みろ
next to her body. When Yagumo motions with his jaw, Magari looks next to the body. There's a metal basin with a bottle of detergent floating in a clear liquid.
なんすかね
What is
これ
that?
水が入ってるみたいっす
It
け
looks
ど
like it's full of water.
水じゃない
It's not water.
さっきのプールみたいな
Judging by that
そ
pool
の容
smell,
器
it's
か
a
ら
mix
して
of bleach and acidic
塩素系
detergent.
洗剤と酸性タイプの洗剤が混ざった代物だ倉持さんと柴さんの症
Judging
状か
by
ら見
Kuromochi
ても
and Shiba's symptoms,
こいつ
I
のせ
bet
い
the
で
basin filled the
部屋
room
の
with
中に
chlorine
塩素ガ
gas.
スを充満してたってことだろう
それじゃ
So,
殺人
was it murder?
殺人か自殺か
No, it wasn't an accident.
少なくともただの
These
事故じゃ
metal
ないな
basins are natural. It's either
この
murder
金だらいが不自然すぎる
suicide. After a few moments of awkward silence, Yagumo murmurs as he stares at the
奏
body.
で何して
What are you doing? Huh?
何カメラ下ろしてんだって言ってる
I'm
んだ
asking
よ
you why you've put down the camera.
あの
カメラ回せ
Roll the camera. That's a bit cold, Yagumo.
何言い出してんすか
What do you think you're
これマ
saying?
ジの事件なんすよ
This is an actual incident.
そうだよ
Exactly, an actual incident.
映像屋がそんなもんにぶち当たったそ
We
れで撮
can't
らねえ
call
やつがい
ourselves
る
a
か
studio if we let an opportunity like this slip by.
むちゃくちゃっすよ監督
Crazy
撮ったっ
director.
て使えない絵っすよ
Even if we do film it, it's not footage we can use.
使えなくて構わねえそれでもこんな時
Who cares if we can't use it? We're a film studio. We've got to film.
撮れ奏で
Now roll that camera, Kanade.
す
Overwhelmed by Yagumo's intensity, Kanade quickly picks up the camera. As instructed by Yagumo, Kanade films every nook and cranny of the room. Magari can only watch in exasperation. In a second, I've just got to go quickly I'm going to be right back myself now. Right, I'm back. Sorry, I'm just in the middle of cooking my own dinner as well. Okay, so the next morning, Studio Yagumo gathers in the inn room of Yoshinoya where they stayed last night. As discoverers of Akari's Kuromochi's wife's body, they were interviewed by police for hours. As a result, they don't say much in the morning as they're all exhausted. Let's go through one by one. So?
でってなんだ
So what?
いや、どうするんすか、
I
これ
mean-
から。
So, what are we gonna do now?
シナハン続けるんすか？
Are we still location hunting?
続けるさ
We are.
あんなことがあった後
Sure, we witnessed a tragedy,
俺た
but
ちもや
we've
らなき
still
ゃな
gotta
ら
do
ない
what we
こと
gotta
はある
do.
からな
Hmm.
まあ、でしょうね。
Well, I guess so.
ひとはちゃんも
ひとは
それでいいかな
You okay with that?
ええ、私も監督に
Yeah.
賛成です。
I agree with the director.
んまあ大げさに
Yeah,
考えなくてもいいさ
No need to think too hard
するま
about
での
it.
トラブルなんてつきものだ
With
から
every
な
production comes some trouble.
つきもので済まされるレ
Yeah,
ベルの
but
トラブルじゃ
usually
ないっす
people
けどね
don't die during production trouble.
それで、あの映像はどうする気なんすか？
So what are you gonna do with the film you shot?
どうもする気はないよシナハン中に起こったことを撮った
I'm not
そ
gonna
れだ
use
けの
it.
話だ
It's an event that occurred during location scouting. That's all.
それだけって、
That's
本
all.
物の事件現場の映像
It
っす
was
よ
an actual incident,
あんなもん
and you
撮るなん
filmed
て
it.
何考えてるんすか？
What were you thinking?
映像を撮っておけば事件の真相を探る手がかりになるだろ
The film could serve as a clue to finding out the truth of the incident, you
事
know.
件の真相を探るのは警
And
察
whose
の
job
仕
is
事
it
っ
to
す
find
よ
the。truth? A detective, not a
う
director.
警察も仕事はしてくれるさだが
And I'm
俺
sure
たちは
police
俺たちで
detectives
真
are on
相
the
を探
case.
る
But so are
そ
we.
れが俺た
We're
ちのシナハ
scouting
ン
that
だ
location.
いや、それシナハンって言わないっしょ。
I don't think that's what location scouting means.
これからミステリードラマを撮ろうって時
We
に
were going to film a
こんな事件に
mystery
巻き込
TV
まれたんだ。
drama and got caught
映
in
像
an
屋として
actual mystery.
そのまま知らんぷりはでき
As
な
a
いだろ
studio, we can't just stay left in the dark, can we?
映像屋なんだし、知らんぷりしてていいと思うっす
I
けど
think
ね。
it's because we're a studio that it's not our job to bring the case to light. Magari still seems displeased, but she can likely tell from Yagumo's face that he won't back down. So without another word, she just closes her eyes and thinks. Magari is still silently shutting her eyes furrowed. She's really against us sticking our noses into the incident, huh? Though I guess that's only to be expected. Let's move on to the next character.
ひとはちゃんすまなかったなとんでもないことに巻き込んじまって
Sorry for dragging you into this mess, Hita.
あ、いえ、
Well,
別にマックス監督のせいじゃないですから
not。your fault, Director Max.
それに、私も
Besides,
自分で望んでこのシナ
I'm the
ハン
one who
参加
wanted
して
to
るん
join
ですから、
location
あま
scouting,
り
so
気を使わないで
please
ください。
don't worry about me.
うんそうか
Well, if you
なら
say
そうす
so.
るただ
But
昨夜あの現場で発
What
生して
happened
たの
last
は
night was most likely
おそらく塩素
It's
系
okay.
ガスってやつだ
what happened last night was most likely a chlorine gas
ちょっ
explosion.
と吸い込んだだけでも
Just a
吐き気や
whiff of it
めまい
makes
な
you
どの症状
deathly
に
nauseous.
襲われる
That's what happened to
倉本さんた
Koromochi
ち
and
のよう
Shiba.
にねだから体調に少し
So
でも
if you
違和感
feel
があ
even
ったら
slightly
すぐに言っ
uncomfortable,
てくれ
just say so as soon as possible.
私は部屋の近くまで行かな
I'm
かったの
fine,
で
since
大
I
丈
didn't
夫で
get
す。
too close to the room.
というか、
But what about you,
監督の
Director?
方こそ大丈夫ですか？
Are you okay?
昨夜もだい
You
ぶ
were
咳き込ん
coughing
でま
really
した
hard
けど。
last night.
俺は大丈夫
I'm fine.
体の丈夫さには自
I'm
信があるか
confident
ら
in
な
how sturdy my body is. I don't trust the guy that was coughing earlier on.
多分神経の
Your
どっかが
brain's
異常
probably
に
just
鈍い
too
んでしょ
slow
う
to
ね
notice it's dying.
うっせえよ
Oh, shut up.
そういえば、
You know,
事情聴
That
取
was my
って
first
初めて受
police
けました
interview.
けど、あんな
I
感
was
じなんで
surprised
すね。
since I thought they'd be
もっ
scarier.
と怖い感じかと思ってたから意外です。
まあ最近は
Well,
取り調べの
lately
可
they
視化な
record
どとうるさい
interrogations
し
to keep police in
今の
line.
ところ俺たちは
Besides,
ただの参
We're
考
just
人だからな
witnesses.
ただ重大事件だし
It's a serious
聴取は
incident,
一回で終
so
わら
we
ないと
should
思
assume
っ
it
た方がい
won't
い
end with one interview.
ちょっとストレスか
Might
も
be
だけど
stressful.
ね
大丈夫です。これ
I'm
も
okay.
役作りになると思えばい
Let's
い
just think of
で
this
す
as
から。
part of getting in character.
そうだな
Right. Well,
どうせ巻き込ま
now
れち
that
まっ
you've
たんな
been
らそれ
dragged
ぐら
into
いの
this
気概
mess,
で
we
いた方
should
がいい
take it in stride.
そういえば、
まあ
Okay, she's
ただ
saying the same thing,
Daijoubu.
so I've exhausted her dialogue.
かな
Finally.
で昨日撮
Have you
った映
backed
像
up all the
な
footage from yesterday?
全部バックアップ取っといてくれたか よし。
Good.
一つはバンに
We'll
しまっ
lock
と
it up in
い
the
て。
van.
それと、今日これから撮
Be
影し
sure
た
to
分
back up
も、
today's
霧
footage
のいいと
too.
こで随時バックアップ取るようにな。よし。それじゃあそろそろで。
あるんですか？
Where are we going today?
そうだな。
Well,
昨日回れなかった太
we
鼓
didn't
谷
get
稲
to
荷。
see the Taikodani Inari or Washihara Haichimangu shrines, so let's do
とはい
those.
え、まずは
But
倉持さん
first,
宅に顔を
we
出し
should
ておか
visit
ないと。
Kuromochi. I just
あの
gotta know
後
what happened
どうなっ
after
た？
that.
そうですね。
Suppose you're
あ
right.
それじゃあ行こ
Okay
う。マ
then,
ガリ、
let's go.
カナデも準備いい
Magari,
か？
Kanade, you ready?
オッ
Mm,
ケーっす。
okay. Kuromochi's mansion. Don't really have a choice, do I? Kuromochi's gate is sealed off with police tape, with imposing police officers coming in and out. The on-site investigation must still be underway. Doesn't seem like Studio Yagamo can get in.
監督、こりゃ中に入れてもらうの無理そうっすよ。
I don't think they'll let us in.
うん。
Well, I
ま
figured,
あこう
but
なっ
I'd
て
like
る
to
だろ
shoot
うとは思っ
inside.
てたが、
Think we can
中
find a
の
way?
様子が撮りたい。な、
無理やり突入とか
Whoa,
やめてくだ
please
さい
don't
よ。
force your way in.
100% 捕まって
You got like a
面倒なことになるっすよ。
100% chance of getting busted.
いや、分かってるって。
I know, I know.
言
Just
ってみただけ
spitballing
だ。
here.
絶対嘘っしょ。
Like hell you
目が
were.
マジだったじゃないっす
Your
か。
eyes were dead serious.
いやいや、全然そんなつもりはないで
Relax.
す
There's
よ。
no way I'd actually do it. Not me.
棒読み。
Real convincing there. Magari feels awkwardly unsure if Yagumo's seriously considering trespassing. Meanwhile, Hitoha tries to get their attention.
何ひとはちゃん。
What's up, Hitoha?
あれ
Over there. Without another word, Hitoha motions with her eyes towards what's beside the gate. Two detectives were eyeing them suspiciously as they whisper amongst themselves. Since these detectives weren't here last night, they must not belong to the local first responders or the riot squad, but the prefectural police. They stop talking, exchange glances, and slowly start approaching.
やべ。
Oh crap.
逃げ。
Run!
了解。
Roger that! Magari and Kanade seem quite accustomed to running away at Yugumo's signal.
ほら、人はじゃ
Come
もう。
on, you too, Hitoha!
あ、
ん
は
Oh,
い。
okay. Yagumo grabs Hitoha by the hand and runs off. Studio Yagumo runs like the wind as the detectives angrily shout behind them. Things could have gotten dicey back there. Let's look somewhere else for the time being. Okay, let's go to the Taikodani Inari Shrine.
すごいな。
Wow,
どこま
how
で
far
続く
did
んだ
these
この
Tori
鳥。
go? Studio Yagumo passes through the Tori corridor of Taikodani Inari Shrine, one of the 5 biggest Inari shrines in Japan. As they pass under Tori, surrounded by greenery as crickets chirp, it feels like another world.
ほら、見てください、アイネさん。
Look,
全然
Aine.
違ってますよ。
It looks so different.
ほんと昔はめっちゃ地味だったんじゃん。つか当時は
You're
全然
right.
鳥
It
居
was
がなかったんだ
so
ね
plain back then. There weren't even any Tori at the time. Hitoha and Magari have fun as they compare images on their phones to the sights seen today. Yagumo peeks from behind to see they're looking at the 100 Views map they saw yesterday. What's that?
百景図は歩く
It's the 100 Views tour app. Aine and I found it this morning, so we downloaded
スマ
it.
ホに入れておいたんです。GPS と連動
It
して
syncs with your GPS to show you where each of the 100 views was sketched. Huh.
ひとはちゃん、これインスタ
Hitoha,
連動できる
looks like the app works with Instagram. Let's take a selfie and put it on Instagram.
しますします。
Ah, yeah, let's do it. The girls take a selfie with the Tori corridor as if they were sisters. Yagumo smiles and sighs in relief as he watches them. I was worried about them after yesterday, but they seem fine. Once they finally clear the Tori corridor, they reach the Inari Shrine. Whoa, these grounds sure are spacious. The Tori corridor suddenly opens up to a wide area where the wind blows. Alright, let's have a look here. Let's start. Hey, that's what's her face? Shiba. A lone woman gazing at the streets of Tsuano from the shrine grounds catches Yagumo's eye. Didn't we meet her at Kuromochi's house? What was her name? Oh, it was Shiba, wasn't it? Ah, that's it. Shiba. Shiba-san. Shiba turns around and rushes over at the sound of her name. Yeah, she's cute. You're the guest from yesterday. Yagumo, was it? Yes, I'm Yagumo. Are you feeling okay, Shiba? I'm fine, thanks to you. My head hurts a little, but I was discharged this morning. Dr. Kuromochi should be discharged this afternoon too. See. Well, at least it's not serious. Shiba and Kuromochi directly breathed in what seems to be chlorine gas, so they were immediately sent to the hospital. Fortunately, their condition wasn't too serious, as Shiba seems visibly fine and symptom-free. By the way, what are you doing here, Shiba? I went to Dr. Kuromochi's house, but couldn't get in due to the ongoing investigation. I guess that figures. I just sort of wandered around nearby. And besides, look! Shiba walks over to the edge of the shrine grounds and points. You can see all of Tsuano from here. I love the view from here. You're right. Such a nice view. I know, right? But Shiba furrows her eyebrows a bit. They follow her gaze to see. Is that Kuromochi's house? You can see the police cars parked outside. Near the edge of the hill and level ground, they can clearly see Kuromochi's house, where they had visited just yesterday. On closer inspection, in addition to police cars, there are officers swarming like little ants. That sight is like a black stain on the otherwise beautiful view in the hearts of all present. Alright, Shiba, how do you know Kuromochi exactly? Are you a housemaid or something? Oh, me? Well, I'm kind of like a maid. Kind of like a live-in student labourer, but without the live-in. Student labourer? As in the student labourer in the Meiji era? The ones that worked for room and board? Something like that. I attend Dr. Kuromochi's history seminars at Shimonechuo University. On weekends, I pretend to be a student labourer. So she's like an apprentice? Is that what that is? Oh, so it's like a part-time job, huh? Totally not worth it for the money, though. But it's not hard work, just running errands for Dr. Kuromochi and his wife. The biggest draw is free access to rare documents in his archive. He's got valuable academic books that you just can't buy on a student's budget, you see. So it's for both work and study, huh? Exactly. Sorry if this is abrupt, but were you at Kuromochi's house all day yesterday too, Shiba? Yes. As always, I got to the professor's house in the morning and was there until you all came. Did you hear anything out of place or see anyone coming in and out? You're asking the same things as the police. Shiba's expression suddenly clouds over upon hearing Yagumo's question. Yagumo does his best to give her a pleasant smile as he continues. Oh, sorry if that's a touchy subject, but now that we're involved, we're curious about the case. You don't have to talk if you're uncomfortable. Well, I already told the detectives yesterday, and I don't really know much, so I might as well. You don't really know much? Yesterday, the professor said he was eating out for lunch. So he left around 1 p.m. At that time, his wife said she was feeling bad, so she was going to rest. So I read books in the archive after that so as to not disturb her. So I don't know anything other than that.
なるほど。
I see.
確かにそれじゃ。
Well, if that's all you know, that's all you know. But I didn't hear anything in particular from when the professor left to when you all arrived.
なるほど。
I see.
我々が倉持さんのお宅
We
に伺
arrived
った
just
のが
before 6 p.m.,
午後6時前くらいですから
so we don't know how
1時からそれ
Kuramochi's
までの
wife
奥
was
さんの
doing
様子
from
は
1
わ
to
からないという
6.
ことですね。
Oh, actually, I did check up on her once. At 2:30. No, maybe a little before that. The professor called and asked to check on her since he was worried.
午後2時半というと
If it was around 2:30, then that means that was right before we called to meet up at Yasuka Shrine, huh?
そうだろうな。
Yeah.
まあ
If his
具合
wife
が悪
wasn't
そうな
feeling
婦人
well,
を置いて
it
出て
makes
きていれ
sense
ば
he'd check on her
目
at
先で
his
安否を
at
確
his
認したくなるの
destination.
も無理はない。それで芝さんは
So
どう
what
したの
happened, Shiba? The professor said not to wake her up, to look through the small window, which I did. You can see some of the wife's room from the hallway through the small window, see? How was she? Nothing stood out. I couldn't see her face, but she was quietly resting in a rocking chair.
特に姿勢が乱れていた
She wasn't slouching or anything?
No.
She was in perfect resting posture. When we saw her her body in the room, her posture suggested she died after a painful struggle. So basically that means she was still alive when Shiba peeked into the room at 2:30, huh? When do you think I can go back inside the professor's home?
それは警察次第なの
Really
で
depends on the police.
ただ現場検
But
証ってのは
on-scene
一般的に
investigations typically
最初の
start
範囲
wide
から
and
徐々
narrow
に
in
狭めて
scope,
いく
so
ものなんです。
you should be able
だ
to
から
go in
現場にあ
soon
る
with
婦
the
人の部
exception
屋
of
以
the
外は
wife's room.
近いうちに入れるようになると思いますよ。
Huh. Is that how it works? Okay, I think that is... I've exhausted that dialogue. Two women, presumably tourists, cheerfully show each other their booklets in hand. Oh, they must be collecting shoe and seal stamps. That's apparently a popular trend these days. What's interesting about it is how it's got that stamp collector component to it. Okay, and that's exhausted now too. The main shrine is solemn and fitting of the title of one of the 5 biggest Inari shrines in Japan. Most people only visit from the front, but they say you can get closer to the gods from the back. Looks like they recommend visiting from the back if you want to pray for a greater blessing. Okay, that's all that dialogue. Huh. That sign says car blessing area. You can drive a car all the way here? Yeah, apparently if you come from side opposite from the Torii corridor, you can get here by car. But if you're gonna visit here, you might as well go through the Torii corridor, you know? Yeah, I guess so. Passing underneath the Torii with your own 2 feet seems more sacred too. Wow, we sure are high up, huh? The view is nice and the breeze feels great. So exciting here. Well, figures you'd love getting high. Huh? Oh, nothing. Huh? Now that we're here, why don't we go pray?
お参り
Pray? Yes. We just got through a scary event, so I thought it might be nice.
おー、そうだね。
You're
品
right.
番とはいえ、せっかく
We might be
あちこち
location
に行ってるの
scouting,
に
but we are going to shrines, so we might as well.
ま、それもそうか。
Guess you've got a point. Upon Hitoha's suggestion, they pray at the shrine. But among the group, Magari makes an odd face.
うん
Hmm? What's wrong?
いやー
Oh, just wondering since we're visiting shrines. But how much do you put in the offertory, Hitoha? I always put in 100 yen.
自分も
Me too, but you
な
know,
んだ
Hmm?
どうしたってんだよ
what's wrong?
いやーどう
Well,
も監督が
I haven't seen you toss any silver coins, Director. I think they've all been copper.
つか完全に茶色だったような。え、
茶色？Copper?
No.
What? No way.
まさか
I'm not a kid.
そんなわけない
I
だろ
wouldn't be
そ
stingy
んな
enough to only
いい年
offer
して幸先
10 yen
10円
coins.
玉なんて
そうっすか。
Really?
見間違いっすかね
Was I just seeing things wrong?
見間違い見間違い
Yeah, and definitely. It probably only looks like that because of the light. Yeah, that's it. That's definitely it.
まあ
Oh
そう
well,
っすよね。
I guess. There's no way that you'd be that much of a miser. Right, Director?
そうそう
Right, right. Magari and Yagumo share a laugh. But Yagumo seems to be sweating a bit.
そういやひとはちゃん
Alright,
さっきお参りした時
Hitoha, what did you pray
何を
for?
お願いしたんだ
Well, for the success of this project, obviously.
の
Yeah,
ま
I guess that
そりゃ
makes
そうか
sense. I have to give everything you have to give everything your best efforts, and then the rest is up to heaven.
そうだな
True, as creators we bring life to many ideas, but you never know what'll be a hit or a miss.
そういやひとはちゃんさっきを
Okay, we've asked what she's prayed for, so let's carry on going. I think we've exhausted everything here, so we can exit and move on. Washihara Hachimangu Shrine. Before I go on, I'm going to go and just check on my dinner again. Bear with me another couple minutes. Okay. I can continue on now as I have just... Oh, what did I just do? I just did what I think I just did.
You said don't know arigato goes that you nasty.
Alright, I've just eaten, so I can carry on now. Oh my god! Ruining my stream.
You
Okay. The Moromachi-era Washihara Hachimangu Shrine has a 2-story Romon gate and is designated as a nationally important cultural property. Behind the main building is a bridge leading to an annex. The architectural style present at the shrine is quite characteristic of its time. This is a nice location too. Kanade, go around and get a good shot of the whole place. Yagumo and Kanade start filming the environment. And that's when Magari and Hitoha return. I think it develops into a horror.
Not a horror yet.
No, it's only on chapter 2. And that's when Magari and Hitoha return from their visit deeper into the grounds. At the moment, I've just stumbled across my first death. So. Hey, director, the small main building's crazy. Crazy in what way? There's a whole wall decorated with dolls, and there's a bamboo pinwheel all over out front. It's kind of creepy.
Wait. Unless you wait there.
Are they doing a doll burial ceremony? Those dolls have been dedicated to the shrine, so there's nothing scary about them. But the way they're all lined up neatly is kinda, you know. Yeah, it kinda makes you feel like you're being watched. Shh. Like you're being watched. The sudden sound of a throaty voice from behind frightens Magari and Hitoha. When they turn around, they see Ibuse and Monami, who they hadn't noticed approaching. Monami must have found their reaction amusing, and she tries to hide her smile with her hand. I'm sorry for surprising you like that. Don't worry, we're fine. Yeah, we're not surprised at all. I see. That's good. Japanese, darling. You and Amakata seem to be working well together, Yagumo. Oh, you think so? Happy to hear. Yes, it does appear that way. I'm glad I convinced him to include a younger actress candidate. You mean... Our director was initially planning on nominating veteran actresses only. I told him it'd be hard for a new director to work with a veteran actress, so he ended up nominating younger actresses too. So, it's thanks to you that we got at least one younger actress candidate. I only asked for younger actresses to be included. Director Ibuse is the one who made the selection. Still, it's a big help. It'd be a bit rough to use a veteran actress for my TV drama debut. Really? As long as I didn't overstep my place, I'm glad. Monami smiles. Unlike Magari and Hitoha, she has a mature aura. Yagumo can't help but feel his cheeks blush. Oh, Yagumo, there's a leaf in your hair. Yagumo reaches for his hair, but before he gets it, Monami reaches out her slender fingers. Here, I got it. I guess leaves can find their way into your hair since it's so curly. Maybe. When Yagumo notices Magari's disapproving stare, he frantically straightens out his face. Oh, I've exhausted her dialogue. Right. There is something I need to tell you. What is it? We've got our third director, Kentaro Yamagishi. Heard of him? Kentaro Yamagishi? Yes, I know of him. He's young but influential, energetic director.
Also one whose talent name was fun.
Indeed.
彼と私、そして君とで、今回の
The three of us will be competing to see who can make the better film for this project.
それは誰が
Who
最
can
も
best
命の
depict the
輝き
radiance of life and the abyss of
死
death?
の深淵を描けるかの
Let's see if you can be the last man standing.
お二人とも強敵ではありますが、
You two are formidable opponents, but I'm gonna give it everything I've
振る
got.
わせていただくつもりです。
Especially the fucking
言葉通りの作品を
I
楽
look
しみ
forward
に
to
してい
seeing
る
your
よ
best.
はい。
funny
それと
My pleasure. Also,
なんだね
what is it?
お二人それぞれと組む女優
Have you picked out your actresses?
もちろんだ
Of course.
君が選んだ天方君を
After you picked Amakata, we chose from the remaining two actresses.
あ
Japan
の
and in English Japan.
井伏監督と組
Who
むの
did you
は
pick, director Ibuse?
石川和美だよ
Kazumi Ishikawa. She's a veteran, and I worked with her several times, so I know what she's like. Oh, I see.
そうですか。ベテラン女優さんを選ばれたん
So
です
you
ね。
picked the veteran actress.
そうでした
Okay,
か。
good.
よかった。
For some reason, Yagumo looks relieved as he nods over and over. Confused, Ibuse looks at him dubiously. No, excuse me, sorry. Hiccup.
さてそろそ
なぜ
ろ移動の時間だ
It's about time we move
行こ
on.
うかモナミ君
Let's go, Haishima.
はい
Yes, sir.
我々はツアノで見るものは見た
We've seen what we wanted to see in
次の候
Suwano.
補地に向かう
You guys are staying here, right?
ねえ、まあ。
Yeah, there's still
ま
some
だ
places we
全
want
部
to
回
see.
りきっていませんので。
そうか
See.
では
Well,
引き続き
best of
頑張
luck
ってく
to
れ
you.
たまえ
はい。
Thanks.
Do I take the water upstairs? Because I'm really thirsty.
As Yangubo bows his head, Ibuse and Monami leave. Once they've gone far away, Magari murmurs,
なんすかね
You
あの
know,
二人の不倫
those two seem like an adulterous couple.
な、お前、
Hey, that's
失礼だろ。
that's rude. They can't help but laugh at that remark. What?
Why is it? So Japan is Nihon.
Mm-hmm.
So why do they speak Nihongo in Japan? Why is it called Nihongo?
Not Nippongo. Does Nippongo mean something else?
Why is Nihongo Japanese? Nihon, Japan,
I thought it was Nippon.
Go, language. Go means language. So it's Nihongo, the language of Nihon.
But Ingirisu is
And people
English.
from there are Nihonjin. Jin is people. So, Nihon, people. Nihon language, Nihon people. Nihon, Nihongo, Nihonjin. That's where that kind of, that's how.
Ah. Even Hitoha has her hand up against her mouth as she stifles a laugh. I think that's everything we're looking at. Hey, get your finger out my ear.
I want attention.
Okay, so we've had a look at the Hachimangu shrine.
We haven't had a look at anything.
We've had the Inari shrine. Let's go back into the Kuromochi mansion and see if there's anything different there. The two detectives from earlier are talking with officers in front of the gate. Guess we're getting close anytime soon.
I want you. I'm glad that I need tidy, so I want to come home tomorrow to this fucking mess.
I'll help you tidy later before we go to bed.
It's simple, bro. When are you going to bed?
8. Let's go to the Japan Heritage Center, see if anything's different there. When he spots Studio Yagumo, Takano rushes over.
どうも、ヤグモさん。
Hello, Yagumo.
大変なこと
I heard things got out of hand.
申し訳ありません。まさか
I'm sorry about that. I never thought something like that would happen at Dr. Kuromochi's house.
あ、いえ。
No, don't
ただ
mention
の
it.
巡り合わせですから。
We're just stopping by. No need to
別に謝っ
apologize.
ていただくようなことじゃありませんよ。
そう言っていただけると。
Thank you, but still, I was shocked when I heard the news this morning.
ご婦人とも面識が？
Were you acquainted with Kuromochi's wife?
いえ、私は
No,
お会いしたことは
I've never
ありま
met
せん
her.
が
but I heard she was
美人な方
beautiful.
だったとは伺っております。
Yeah,
噂になる
she was
くらいなら
probably
よっ
beautiful
ぽどな
enough
ん
for
でしょうね。
rumors to spread about her.
Nice. Can I?
Yeah. Yagamore recalls what he witnessed yesterday. Why did such a beautiful woman have to meet such a tragic end? Now that we've been dragged into this, I can't rest until the culprit has been caught. What about Yasaka Shrine?
Sorry.
Unlike yesterday, there are few people to be seen at Yasaka
今日
Shrine.
は静かですね。
Sure is quiet today,
こっちの雰囲気の方が
but
私
I
は
like
好き
it
で
this
す。
way.
俺もそうだな。
Me too. Shrine's pretty nice on sunny days, and quiet mood suits
やっ
them
ぱり
better.
静かな方が辺りの空気が正常な気がする。
そうですね。
Yeah,
深呼吸するととっても気持ちいい。
that was a long sentence for just yeah. Hitoha smiles and nods. Yagamore can't help but smile back before he gives Kanade instructions.
かなで、人の映ってないカットが欲しい。
Kanade, give me some cuts of the shrine without any people. As instructed, Kanade shoulders the camera and moves towards the main shrine building. When he waits for people to move out of the way, a man with a camera seems to take the hint as he lightly bows before leaving.
すいません。お気遣いいただいて。
Oh, sorry about that. Thanks.
いやいや、お互い様
Oh,
ですから。
no worries. We're all journalists here, right? You were the news station?
ああ、いえ。
Oh,
ちょ
no,
っと
we're
映像
just
作品
location
の
scouting
品
for a
販中
film.
でしてそちらは
Are you
雑誌
shooting for a
の取材です
magazine?
か？
Yes, I'm Tokima. I'm on the editorial department for Men's Travels.
あ
Oh,
あ、
I read your magazine
俺
from
も
time
時
to
々
time.
読ませてもらってます
You've
よ。
got good taste in
記事にする場
locations.
所のチョイスが渋い。
Thanks.
そう言ってもらえ
Glad
る
to
と
hear
嬉
it.
しいな。今度ツアーの
Gonna go do a deep dive special feature on Tsuwano. So please, check it out when it hits the shelves. The magazine editor named Tokima has a friendly chat with Yagamore before he excuses himself to do more photography. Alright, let's go back to Yoshinaga Rice Store. Let's see what they've got there for me.
おや、今日も来てくれたんですか。
Back again today?
すいません。また
Sorry,
お
we're
邪魔しに来て
back.
しまいました。
ああ、
Oh no, don't worry about it.
そ
Anyway,
れより
yesterday was rough,
昨日は大変でした
huh?
ね。倉持さんとこで
Can't believe what happened at Kuromochi's.
皆さんも
Sorry all got dragged
大変だった
into
でし
it.
ょ
Must be tough.
あれ自分たちが巻き込まれたの
You know we
って
got
ご存知
dragged
なんです
into it?
そりゃ狭い町ですから。
Well, it's a small town. Rumors spread quick.
警察より
They say a
先に
news crew got there before the
ニュース番組のクルーが
police.
現場に到着してたとか言って評判ですよ。
あ
That's not quite right, but I guess it's just the nature of rumors. Yagamore can't help but smile wryly. It's uncertain if the rice dealer noticed or not, but he continues with a serious look on his face.
本当にね。こんな
You
小さな
see,
町で
everyone's worried about what's happening with this year's Hoshiai festival.
今年の
Since we just had another strange death in such a small
心
town.
配してますわ。
Huh?
あの
Um,
立て続けにって
what do
ど
you
うい
mean
う
by another?
ああ、ご存知なかった
Oh,
ですか。
were you not aware?
ここの裏手の小さ
There
な
was a man named Seiya,
一人暮らししてた
Ito, who lived in a small house behind here.
その方が昨夜
But
ね、
last night,
首つって
he was found to
亡
have
くなってるのが
hung
発見
himself.
されましてね。
everyone exchanges glances. Two unnatural deaths on the same day in such a small town. It seems like too much of a coincidence for them to be unrelated.
監督
Director,
行ってみよ
let's go check
う。
out Ito's
そんな伊藤
house.
さんという人の家に。
They must all be feeling the same way. Magari and Hitoha nod at Yagumo's suggestion. Tsuano streets. Following the directions of the Yoshinaga owner, they go to the house of suicide victim Seiya Ito. Without much trouble, they find the house right behind Yoshinaga.
あそこか。
Is that it?
警察来てるっすね
Cops are here. The police are likely investigating the suspicious circumstances of the death. There are police cars parked outside the house, which is sealed off with police tape. Officers are patrolling the area. It's you guys again! Studio Yagamo have been spotted filming again. The detectives they saw at Kuromochi's house start rushing over towards them. What a pain. Let's run. Right. Okay. Without looking back at the shouting detectives, Studio Yagamo runs away at full speed. Again. So if they're there, that means they are not there anymore. Kuromochi should be coming back soon, right? Studio Yagamo approaches the Kuromochi mansion, ready to run from the police if they get caught. But suddenly, they hear people arguing. What's going on? They look to find Kuromochi loudly arguing with someone in front of the gate. They get in each other's face until the officers nearby step in to stop them. Hey, cut it out! Get away from each other! Get off! Get off me! This man's younger brother, What are you talking about? Don't blame your wife's infidelity on me! Stop it! Stop it right now, Ito! Oh, it's Ito. Another Ito. Among the men is a familiar face. That's Tokima, the man we met earlier at Yasaka Shrine, right? Yeah, I don't recognize the man arguing with Kuromochi though. Tokima called him Ito, but isn't that the name of the guy who committed suicide last night? He must be Seiya Ito's older brother. Kuromochi and the man called Ito. Both of them are too emotional right now to pay the police trying to stop them any heed. Studio Yagamo quietly watches them at a distance. Your younger brother had no place in this house. That rotten womanizer, making passes at married women without any self-respect. Bullshit! If anyone was making passes at anyone, it was your whore of a wife. Mrs. Kuromochi and Seiya Ito had a special relationship. What's going on? What sort of relationship did Kuromochi's wife have with Seiya Ito, who committed suicide? Things heat up even further between the men as Yagamo and the others watch. Eventually, the police get fed up with the scuffle. They pry the two apart and bring Kuromochi inside. Ito seems to give up when officers block his way, and Tokima nearly drags him away. Ooh, things are getting real violent, huh? Indeed. Looks like there's some connection between Seiya Ito's suicide and Mrs. Kuromochi's death. I don't want to go poking my nose into that mess. Well, in any case, it doesn't look like we can talk with Kuromochi today. Let's go back. It's gotten dark. Let's head back to the inn. After dinner, Studio Yagamo gathers in an inn room to check the footage they shot today. That's when they hear a woman's voice from the other side of the door. Excuse me, Mr. Yagamo. You have guests. Guests? Is it Director Ibuse? Couldn't be. Yagamo hesitates for a second. Before he can answer, the door opens and two men loudly stomp into the room. Ask the two detectives watch. Hello. Pardon the intrusion. Excuse us. Ugh. It's the cops. Detectives from this afternoon. Right. I'm Assistant Inspector Misawa with the Shimane Prefectural Police Investigation Division. And I'm Takumi, Case Ino, with the same division. After Misawa's introduction, the young detective smugly refers to himself as Case Ino.
警視警視の匠です。
Because I'm on the case.
ほう、そりゃま
Huh?
た随分偉い人
Sounds like you're quite important
警
then.
視さんって
Wow. So you're the one in charge of the case?
警部補よりずっと上の階級だ
That's
よ。
way higher up than assistant inspector at such a young age too.
キャリア
You're
の
a
スーパ
super
ーエリ
elite.
ートだ。
あ
Wait,
あ
so
それ
the
じゃあ
younger
こちらの
detective's
若
in
い刑事
charge?
さんの方が上司。
待て待て待て待て。
Wait, 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 wait. No, you've got it all wrong.
こいつは
This kid's last name is Keishino. It's just a pun on his name. He's just an ordinary officer.
あ
Oh, is that
で
it?
すか
Crying out loud.
お前も俺より偉
Stop
そうに
pretending you're my superior. Ow!
すんません。
Sorry, sir. When Misawa smacks him, Keishino rubs his head and apologizes. Upon seeing that, Yagumo sighs in exasperation.
ミニコントなら
Can you take your comedy bit elsewhere? We're kind of busy here.
俺たちも忙しいんで。
ミニコントじゃねえ
It's
よ。
not a comedy bit. We've got business with you concerning the case of the Kuromochi residence.
ようと言われても
Business, huh?
自分ら事情
We
聴取は
already
ちゃ
did a
んと
police
受けました
interview.
よ。
事情聴取は一回とは限らない
Police interviews aren't a one and done deal. Besides, that's not what we're here for today.
そうだしな。
Now hand it over. Misawa motions to his open hand. Yagumo tilts his head in confusion.
何をです
Hand what over?
テープだよ。
The tape.
だしな。
Hand it over.
お前ら
You were rolling camera all day for that location scouting thing, right?
倉持夫人の遺体を
You filmed your discovery of Mrs. Kuromochi's body, didn't you?
あ、いや、
Oh, nah, come on. You really think we'd...
それ以外のテープ
And
も
not just
全部
that tape,
提出
hand
して
it all over. Could be a
捜査の手
clue.
がかりになるだろうからな。嫌だとは言わせない
We won't take no for an answer. We'll confiscate all your equipment if you want to play that way.
機材全部持ってってもいいんだぞ。
In the end, unable to defy Misawa, Studio Yagumo surrenders all of their tapes, including what's in the van. There is now a pile of everything they've taped since their arrival in Suwano.
これで全部みたいだな。
Looks like that's all of it.
応募っす。関係による
Fascism!
応募
This is fascism, I tell you.
うるせえよ。漢字も知
Shut
ら
up!
ない言葉を
Bet you can't even
言
spell
うんじゃね
fascism.
えそれじゃこいつを
Well, we'll take good care of these tapes. You can have them back after the
問題
investigation.
ない内容なら捜査が終わってから返却してやるよ。ケイシノ、お前も。
Keishino, take these away. Misawa commands Keishino as he calmly leaves the room. Keishino bows and chases after him, tapes in tow. Be right back. I'm back, sorry.
せっかく撮ったテープ
They took
全
away
部持っていかれちゃい
all
ま
our
し
precious
たね
tapes. Hitoha quietly murmurs, unable to hide the regret in her voice. Yagumo can only silently stare at the door the detectives left through. Chapter 3. What is Magari up to?
まったく愚かな刑事たちですな
What? Well, wow, were those some defective detectives?
採用採用。
Yeah,
あれでテープ
exactly.
全て没収したつも
They
りと
really
はな。
thought that it was enough to confiscate all the tapes?
まったくでございます
I know, right? Do they realize how much data you can store on a tiny memory stick these
デー
days?
タなどいくらでも隠せるもの
ぬ
These two. The next morning, Magari and Yagumo secretly check the film data in the van. While the cartoon villain laugh may be excessive, the fact of the matter is that they had backed up all the film data onto a memory stick beforehand. Okay, that's enough clowning around for now. What footage do we need? The footage of Mrs. Kuramochi's body. There might be a clue to tell us if it was murder or suicide. Kind of tough to look at her like that again. Why are you so fixated on this case anyway? As I said before, we're just a film studio. Because you don't have to talk if you don't want to. I trust you, director. Sorry, Magari. As soon as the 10-year-old project restarts, an incident like this happens. Is it just a coincidence or an inevitability? Can't help but assume the latter, which means that solving this case may help expose the truth of why the project was shelved 10 years ago. As Yagumo ponders to himself, Magari expertly searches through the film on her laptop. Eventually, her hands stop and the screen shows the site from the day before yesterday. There are several long scars on her slightly exposed chest. Must have scratched herself in her final moments. Chlorine gas wrecks your respiratory system, which means it's way too painful of an option for a suicide. If it were me, I'd choose something less painful. There are lots of easier ways to go, especially when it's on your own terms. Can't ever see you committing suicide, director. Of course not. I plan on peacefully passing away at the tender age of 100. Huh? Magari raises her voice when she magnifies the chest area of the corpse. What's wrong? Hold on a sec. Magari restlessly moves the mouse to zoom in a bit further into a portion of the chest area. Once the pattern on the kimono disappears, it becomes clear what unsettled Magari. That's kind of blends into the pattern on her kimono, but it looks like a necklace. A necklace with a kimono. Is that normal? I'm no expert on kimono etiquette, but I don't think it is. Besides, Magari spins the mouse cursor around the pendant attached to the end of the necklace. This doesn't look like a brand name item. It looks crude and kinda cheap. It seems out of place for the wife of a rich man to wear something so cheap. That necklace bothers me. Can you print that out for me? Roger. Necklace, huh? Would the wife of such a rich man wear such a cheap necklace with a kimono? There's an expensive-looking drawer, as you'd expect from an old family. There's nothing particularly suspicious. There's a mark on her skin, like a bruise, from the nape of her neck to her shoulder. Is that a birthmark or a bruise of some sort? There's no blood, and it doesn't look like it was a fresh wound. Right, which means it probably isn't related to the case at hand. Something that appears to be an old scar on Mrs. Kuramochi's shoulder. It doesn't look like a fresh wound, so it's probably not related to the case at hand. Yagumo murmurs as he looks by the body's feet. What's wrong? Oh, it's hard to see due to the desk's shadow, but is there something on the ground there? Looks like a scrap of paper. Let me magnify it a bit. Gari zooms in on the screen of the scrap of paper. 2 or 3 zooms and several filters later, the text on the scrap of paper becomes legible. When Hoshi Eyes dedicated to Yasaka. What does that mean? Probably means when the Hoshiai festival procession arrives at Yasaka Shrine, but the question is who wrote that and why it's on the ground. Handwriting looks strange. Can't even tell if it's a man's or a woman's. The letter's in a crude, childish handwriting, perhaps to hide the identity of who wrote it. Assuming this is a letter from someone who even writes letters anymore. We've got email and tons of social media services. Maybe she didn't want anyone else to find out, like her husband, maybe. There's tons of ways to hide that, like how that line work contact you have is actually just that girl you met at the bar, director. Work contact. Who told you that? You did, just now. Now shut up and focus on the footage. After examining the film all the way through, Yagumo sighs and murmurs. I missed a lot of details that day. Good thing we filmed it. Thanks, Magari. I know it takes a lot of guts to look at this stuff. You're a big help. Well, I somehow managed by lying to myself that it was staged. But it really was tough. Sorry. That's enough footage investigation for now. Let's go meet up with the others and head out. Okay, where are we going today? I don't want to go to Yasaka Shrine today, but we will go try Kuromochi's mansion. See if we can get in there today. They peek at Kuromochi's mansion from a distance. Several officers are talking about something as they take down the police tape. Looks like the on-site investigation's over. Yep, once they're gone, we should be allowed in. Let's try here again. They visit Yoshinaga Rice Store and Yagumo gazes blankly at the carp pond once again. Suddenly, Yagumo gets an idea and calls up the store owner. Say, were you aware that Kuromochi kept carp at his house? Oh, Kuromochi. Well, yeah, he's got a pretty nice pond at home. Does the pond use water from the nearby spring? Yes, the spring's connected here and there by aqueducts. By his pond, so his pond draws that water. Pond draws water from the aqueduct. Pond water from an aqueduct. Yes, we do the same thing here. The owner points to the edge of the pond underneath small stone bridges. There's a metal grating covering an opening that leads to the aqueduct. We draw water from the aqueduct and it flows over there. So that's why the pond water doesn't stagnate, huh? Exactly. You walk from here to Hanko Yorokan, you'll see the aqueduct run parallel to the road. Right, the aqueduct cuts in front of Kuromochi's, so that's where he draws the water from, huh? A suspicious man suddenly stands between Studio Yagumo and Yasaka Shrine. Baki. You! Is that... You know him, Hitoha? He's probably the actor known as Nego 6. You are Nego 6, right? Time for the first Baki Baki Shimane quiz. Oh god.
無視
You ignored me? This quiz is about Tsuwano's other famous shrine, the Taikodani Inari Shrine. Inari is usually written as rice load, but Taikodani Inari writes it as rice blessing. Why? I don't know. I want to get this right. Where's my phone? Oh. I want to say it's either a blessed place or built by Lord Inari. Not the second one. I missed him in chapter 1. Never mind. It is. I'm right. It's a blessed place. Long ago, a man who lost a castle key prayed at Taikodani Inari and soon found the key. Moved by that blessing, the lord of the castle renamed the shrine accordingly. So if you need to find something you've lost, why don't you try praying at the shrine too? And with that, I must make my exit. Let us meet again somewhere. The man says just that and disappears like the wind. He just kind of said what he wanted to say and scrammed, huh? The enigma. Nego 6. Is he friend or foe? I don't think he's either. Well, let's go to it. At the Taikodani Inari shrine grounds, they find Shiba. She's leaning against the guardrail looking down at the view below, deep in thought.
Shiba-san.
She twitches at the sound of her name, but smiles and dashes over once she realizes it's Yagumo. You're all here again today, huh? I was thinking you might be here too, Shiba. Did you need me for something? Just wanted to ask you something about Mrs. Kuromochi. Mrs., huh? Shiba's expression stiffens the moment she hears the mention of Kuromochi's wife. In an attempt to calm her down, Yagumo puts on the biggest smile he can as he continues. Oh, no, it's nothing too difficult. I'm just curious if she mailed letters to anyone. Mailed letters? Like physical paper letters? Yeah, not like email or line, paper letters. Don't think so. Dr. Kuromochi has the only mail key and checks all the mail, so I doubt she had any personal letters. Ah, I see. Makes sense. Besides, there's no point writing letters when you have got all smartphones these days. Well, the missus is banned from smartphone use, so I wouldn't say we've all got them. Mrs. Kuromochi's banned from smartphone use. She's banned from smartphone use? Why? When Yagumo asks the question, Shiba puts her hand up to her mouth, realizing her mistake. It would seem that it's a touchy subject for her. Shiba, smartphone ban seems a little cold in this day and age. Who exactly banned her from smartphone usage and why? Well, it seems it's not something she can talk about. Shiba's eyes wander as she goes quiet. Not going to talk that easily, huh? Well, in that case... Sorry, but it looks like I'll have to resort to emotional manipulation. Yagumo puts on a troubled face as if to curry sympathy from her. Shiba, we're in a bind here. The police told us that, as witnesses, we can't leave Tsuwano until case is solved. What? Really? Yeah! We're going way over the budget we set aside for food and lodging for location scouting. Right, Magari? Huh? At this rate, our studio's going to run out of funds in 2 or 3 days, right? Magari blinks in confusion initially, but quickly catches on to what he's getting at and plays along. Yeah, the expenses just keep piling up and our checks are going to stop bouncing. Our loans are piling up. We'll go bankrupt. The fundamentals of economy will deteriorate and trigger a global depression. We'll be jobless by next month. Is that bad? Yeah, it's that bad. And to prevent it, we've got to solve that case quick. So Shiba, please, tell us everything you know. Okay, I'll talk. So first, about the smartphone ban. Well, you see... Dr. Kuramochi has been suspecting that his wife's been cheating. About half a year ago, he confiscated her phone and banned her from going outside by herself. I see. So the reason he has the only mail key is part of cutting her off from the outside, huh? Yes. Also, he told me to keep an eye on her whenever he's not home. He also makes me entertain all the guests. Isn't that a form of domestic violence? Yagumo stops mid-sentence when he considers that Shiba respects Kuramochi. Instead, he asks a more essential question. So, did she actually cheat on him? That I do not know. But if he'd go to such extremes, then he must have had at least one reason to suspect her, right? I wouldn't go that far. About a year ago, she called over a man named Ito to tune her piano. Those two really seemed to hit it off. He visited her several other times, and one day, Kuramochi saw them together and got mad? Yes. And by Ito, you mean Seiya Ito? Yes. I see. Explains what we saw at Kuramochi's mansion yesterday. Mrs. Kuramochi's death and Seiya Ito's suicide have to be connected somehow. How else would they die on the same day in different places? Yagumo places his hand on his chin in thought. As he does so, Shiba timidly speaks up. Is that all? Huh? Is what all? I've told you everything I know. Can I go now? The police lockdown on Dr. Kuramochi's house is lifting today, so I'm going to ask if I can help. Oh, you are? Sure, you can go now. Of course. Thanks to you, it seems our studio can survive. Thank you so much, Shiba. Well, that's great to hear. In that case, She probably feels guilty about revealing the secrets of the Kuromochi household. Shiba walks away sadly. That's so cruel. He locked her inside and confiscated her phone too. Poor woman. Once Shiba's out of sight, Hitoha finally breaks her silence, sounding somewhat mad. I agree. That's a form of domestic violence. Yeah. With a husband like that, it's no wonder why she'd cheat, is it? Hitoha, do you think she was cheating on him with Seiya Ito? Probably, which is why I think those two... It's okay. Just say what's on your mind. I think those two committed a lover's suicide. Lover's suicide, huh? That would explain the note we found at her feet. Caged birds chose to die the same day, so they could at least be together in death. The problem was how to communicate the day when she was cut off from the outside. Well, that's simple. Just fold up the note and yeet it over the fence. Then her husband might find it before her. And how would she respond? Toss it over the fence and hope he picks it up? Well, we can solve that mystery. We can get closer to the truth. Let's look into it a bit more. Everyone nods and they leave the Taikodani and Nare shrine to get grounds. They peek at Kuromochi's mansion from a distance. Several officers are talking about something as they take down the police tape. Looks like the on-site investigation is over. Huh? I met you the other day. Yagumo, right? When they head to Washihari Hachimangu, some familiar faces call them out. It's the magazine editor, Tokima, and the brother of Seiya Ito, who they saw yesterday in front of Kuromochi's mansion. Hello, shooting material here today? Sure am. Oh, let me introduce you. This is Sakyo Ito, my writer. I'm Ito. Unlike the down-to-earth Tokima, Ito doesn't seem all that sociable. Yagumo meekly responds to Ito's blunt introduction. I'm director Max Yagumo. I'm sorry for your loss, Ito. You know me? Sorry, I saw you arguing with Kuromochi yesterday. From what I overheard, I figured you were Seiya Ito's older brother. Oh boy, you saw that. How embarrassing. Well, please understand, his younger brother just passed away. It's only understandable that he's emotional. I know, it's totally understandable. I was shocked to see him so serious, but it's totally understandable. I've met his younger brother once before. They're twins, so they look so much alike. Saiko and Saya are similar-looking twins. Twins? They're twins? Yes. They got a similar face and figure, but different hair and general vibe. The younger one's much more serious. I see. Must have been a shock, huh? Twins, huh? I know twin switching tricks are a staple of the mystery genre, but maybe I'm just overthinking things? I never thought I'd get caught in an incident like this when I came here to shoot material. I saved in the manuscript, but the editorial department was shocked when I told them. Yeah, I can imagine. Are you going to cover the incident too, now that you're here? No, we're just a travel magazine. Even if I shoot anything, there's no space for it. Ah, well, that makes sense.
しかしまさか取材に来て原稿は
せっかくなんでい
や
そっか
伊藤さん
Ito, about what you told Kuromochi yesterday concerning his wife's infidelity. You heard that too? Well, you said it so loudly, so... Sorry. Well, whatever. Basically, Akari seduced my younger brother into committing suicide with her. So she and your younger brother committed it together? If dying in completely different places can be called lover-suicide, then yes, I suppose. My brother and I were classmates with Akari back in high school. My brother loved Akari but never confessed, and after graduation she went to Tokyo. When she came back, she married that geezer because of money. My brother felt bad for her ever since, and she dragged him into a lover-suicide. You sure she married because of money? Hey, it ain't his looks. He's like 20 years older. He's old enough to be her dad. Plus, something must have happened to her in Tokyo. Akari came back with a bad burn scar on her neck. Old man Kuromochi took advantage of her in her time of weakness. I see. So was that's what the mark on her neck was. Must not be directly related to the case then. Ito, on the day your brother died, were you... Whatever you want what, you want my alibi? You're not even a detective. No, I was just wondering when you got to Tsuano. Ito falls silent at Yagoro's question. Oh, excuse me. Noticing the tension between the two, Tokima cuts in. He was with me all afternoon and night that day. I can vouch for him. Oh, is that so? Yes. Us two arrived in Suwano that afternoon, and from then until about 6 p.m. we were at Tokaikodani Nari Shrine. We were interviewing the chief priest. You've got a pretty detailed memory. Well, we were interviewed by police too, I remember, since I had to explain over and over. I see. Ito aside, I don't think Tokima's lying. I guess they've both got perfect alibis, just like Kuromochi. Ito, how long are you staying here? Who knows? Plan was to go home after we got enough material, but things happened. Besides, I gotta hold a funeral for my brother, so I'll be here for a while. Right, let's go see if Kuromochi is open yet. There we go. They peek at Kuromochi's mansion from the street. The on-site investigation seems almost complete. The police tape's been taken off the entrance and only 1 or 2 officers are coming and going. You think we can go in now? Looks like it. Let's go see Kuromochi. When Studio Yagami passes through the gate, some familiar faces stand in their way. Whoa. What do you guys think you're doing, returning to the scene of the crime? Stop right there. These pigs are still here? What? Who are you calling pigs? Ah, my bad. I meant the detectives. Snooping as usual with the camera, huh? You want us to confiscate those tapes again? Hang on. What we're filming now is unrelated to the case. You've got no right to confiscate it. What? You're filming at the crime scene. These tape's gone, which means it's no longer off limits, right? Which means the only one with the right to prohibit filming here is the owner, Kuromochi. Besides, Kuromochi is our guide, and there is a problem with us visiting you? After staring down Yagumo, Misawa realizes he's got a point and gets out of the way. Studio Yagumo ignores the fact that Misawa is still glaring at them as they head to the entrance. But then Keishino calls out to them from behind. Hey. Still need something? Yagumo turns around dubiously and Keishino ignores him and steps up to Hitoha. Hitoha freezes in place fearfully at the detective's sudden approach. Can I help you? You're Hitoha Amakata, right? Yes. Can I shake your hand? I've been a big fan since I saw your Bravia pics. Okay, if that's all, sure. When Hitoha timidly holds out her hand, Keishino firmly grabs it with both of his. Thank you. Hitoha thanks Keishino with a professional customer service smile. Once her hand is finally free, Hitoha heads to the entrance with the others. The hell do you think you're doing in the middle of an investigation? Studio Yagumo hears Misawa shouting and Keishino whimpering behind them. Alrighty. Leading the group, Yagumo takes a sudden turn, causing Magari to slam into his back. Ow! Hey, don't just suddenly stop like that! Look at that. Yagumo points down the hall. Mrs. Kuromochi's room still taped off, and there is an officer there watching guard in an imposing stance. Looks like the on-site investigation isn't over yet. Typically, investigations start wide and narrow in scope as work progresses. They must still need to investigate most important room where the body was. How have they written this? They must still see a need to investigate the most important room where their body was found. Their body, huh? Anyway, they cannot enter Mrs. Kuromochi's room as long as that officer is standing there. Studio Yagumo draws back away from the hall as the officer stares at them coldly. Shiba's in the kitchen, struggling with several trash bags. Shiba, are you cleaning up the trash? Yes. Yesterday was garbage day, but I couldn't enter the mansion and toss these away. Jeez, I wish we could have gotten rid of all this raw garbage since it's hot this time of year. Due to the police blockade after the incident, the trash hasn't been taken out, it seems. Just as Shiba said, the odor of raw garbage is wafting around the kitchen. If you look closely, all the trash bags are open. Judging by the wrinkled plastic at the top, it seems they were all tied and untied. Why were all these all opened? Oh, right. Listen to this. I tied these all up to take out the trash, but the police opened them all up. I see. So they rummaged through the trash during the investigation, huh? Well, the police are gonna police. Yeah, but the bugs are out in swarms this season. This is the worst. Visible from the open trash bags are fruit and vegetable scraps letting out a foul smell. Raw trash here. It smells putrid. What's that? Yagumo notices something out of place in one of the trash bags. What's wrong? Oh, this. Yagumo suddenly sticks his hand in the open trash bag and rummages around. Huh? Wait, what are you doing? Yagumo ignores the shocked woman as he continues to rummage through the trash. Eventually, he pulls out a small capsule. What's that? A capsule. From a capsule toy. I think so. Look like there's more on the bottom. What's with these, Shiba? I don't know, but I've seen them several times when cleaning the trash can in her room. Were they a hobby of hers? I hear capsule toys are well made these days, so even adults collect them. Can't say I've seen anything like those in her room. These things are supposed to contain miniature characters, figures and stuff, right? Yeah, usually, anyway, but Yagumo recalls the side of the room when he found Mrs. Kuromochi's body. There wasn't the slightest hint of such childish commodities to be found in that room. Why would she have these? Yagumo ponders over the capsule in his hand. Hitoha peeks into his hand and timidly speaks up. Director, doesn't this look kind of off? These holes look like they're plugged up with something. Yagumo looks at the part of the capsule Hitoha is pointing at. There are small air holes on the bottom of the capsule, so it's easier to open. Those holes are filled with clear sealant. In a panic, Yagumo sticks his hand back into the trash bag. This one, and this one, and this one too. You're right, Hitoha. The air holes have been plugged up in all of them. As he rolls several capsules in his hand, Yagumo thinks to himself at a loss for words. Everyone around him can only look at the capsules, too baffled to come up with an answer. Toy capsules were in the trash can in Mrs. Kuromochi's room, huh? I can see a rich woman having such a child. Can't see a rich woman having such a childish hobby. Shiba grumbles as she sorts through the garbage. What now? It's so hot and the next burnable trash day is the day after tomorrow. What do I do about the smell? Just hearing about it makes me shiver. What's more, I have to transfer these to the city's specified bags. I ought to complain to the police. Shiba grumbles as she sorts through the garbage. That's a pretty big refrigerator. I thought it was just Mr. and Mrs. Kuromochi here. Dr. Kuromochi bought a large refrigerator so his wife could stock up and reduce grocery trips. How considerate of him, huh? I see. She seems to think that Kuromochi bought his wife a large refrigerator out of love, but you could also see it as him being overbearing to reduce her opportunities to go outside. Or maybe I'm just reading too much into it. Sitting in the reception room with Kuromochi is an unfamiliar person in a white coat. Sorry, you're entertaining a guest? Oh, don't worry about it. He was about to leave. Just as Kuromochi said, the man puts on his shoes and gets off the sofa to bid his farewell. Well then, I must be going. You too. Thank you for coming. I'm sure Akari would be happy. Without another word, the man in the white coat bows to Studio Yagumo and leaves the room. Who was that? That was Hatoya, a neighborhood doctor, and Akari's classmate in high school. He came here to light an incense stick. Is that so? So sorry about what happened. No, don't worry about it. Sorry you got dragged into this mess. Besides, if it weren't for your quick actions, Shiba and I could have easily ended up dead too, so thank you all. Oh, don't mention it. Kuromochi must be mentally and physically drained, as even his words seem powerless. Yagumo has few words to say to him in that state, so he quickly excuses himself from the room. An officer in front of Mrs. Kuromochi's room watching guard in an opposing stance. If I force my way through, that'd be a bad idea. Yagumo gives up and backtracks through the hall. I don't know where else to go. Excuse me.
You know who that is?
Is that player 456?
Yes.
Doesn't look like him. Sleeper build, or does he not look like it anymore?
No, else is built like a big shit house. Player 1.
I'm assuming you mean the front man.
Yes. He was 0-1 in the second season, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Not like the old man's younger pictures.
Built like this. As well. Oh, my back. I'm just lying like a flippin' shrimp. Be the bodybuilder. Security guard. What?
The security guard didn't expect this. Nah. The Tsuano station area is quite relaxed now, perhaps because the Hoshiai festival is over. Oh, okay, we've got some stuff here. Director, there's an accessory stall over there. Can I go check it out? Girls really have an eye for that, huh? Sure, go ahead. Thanks! Hitoha cheerfully nods and dashes off. The others follow leisurely behind. They're going to find the same necklace. Wow! When they catch up to her, Hitoha's already cheering and has several accessories in hand. Did you make these yourself? Like, totally, dude. Each one's handmade and one of a kind. Please buy, like, whatever vibes with you, dude. Might I recommend these? The mustached, long-haired hippie of a salesman shows off his wares. As Yagumo watches Hitoha inspect each item, Magari tugs at his sleeve.
監督
Director,
これ
don't these
似てない
match?
ほら倉持夫人
They
が身に
match
つけ
what
てた
Mrs. Kuromochi was wearing. Now that she mentions it, and it finally clicks, Yagumo hastily takes out the printed picture and shows it to the
店
salesman.
員さん
Sir,
これ
is this
あ
one
ん
of
たが
your
作ったやつ
wares?
じゃないか
ああ、きっとそうだ
Yeah,
ね。
man, totally.
半年前
This
くらいに
design was
そう
my
いうデザイ
thing
ンに
like
凝って
half
た
a
時
year
期があ
ago,
った
so
か
it's
ら
gotta be from back
その頃のや
then.
つかな。
My name's Doc.
それ
Do you
誰が
remember
買ってい
who
ったか覚えてるか？
bought it?
いや突然そんなこと
Sorry to be
言
a
われても
bummer, dude, but like half a
今
year
言った
ago is
通
a
り
long
半年くらい
time. If I showed him a photo of Mrs. Kuromochi, it might jog his memory. I can't show him a picture of her body. What do I do? I need to find a picture of her. I need to come back with a picture of her. When Yagumo makes eye contact with the tourist, she takes out her phone and bows her head. Understanding the gesture, Yagumo takes her phone and takes a few pictures of her. When Yagumo makes eye contact, okay, done that one. They look at the station building for a while, but see no passengers coming and going. Sure is quiet, but then again, it's a weekday in June. Okay, I need to find a place where I can get a picture of her. Shiba's still in the kitchen, catching a breath as she struggles with the trash bags. Shiba grumbles as she sorts through the garbage. Okay.
おまけに
Koromochi's still sitting on the sofa. Dumbfounded and not doing anything in particular. He's just pensively rubbing his fingertips.
すいません倉持さん
Sorry,
ちょっと
Koromochi.
見ていただきたいも
I
のが
want you
あ
to
るん
look
で
at
す
something.
なん
What
だ
is
ね
it?
これなんです
Here. Yagumo rummages through his pockets. Pulls out the magnified image of the necklace that Mrs. Kuromochi was wearing. Kuromochi's eyebrows twitch
こち
dubiously.
ら見覚えがありませ
Does
んか
this look familiar?
いやない
No,
な
it doesn't. Is it somehow connected to my wife's death?
何か関わりのあるものなのかね
ああかも
Perhaps.
しれないという
If it
だけ
doesn't
で
look
す
familiar to you, that's
見よ
fine. Since the image is zoomed in, it appears he hadn't recognized the pattern of his wife's kimono. Disappointed, Kuromochi returns the picture to Yagumo. His fingertips seem slightly red and inflamed. Is that why he was rubbing his fingertips when he got in the room?
倉持さんその指
Kuromochi,
先
what
どう
happened
さ
to
れ
your
ました
fingers? They seem
かぶれているよう
inflamed.
ですが
うん
Not sure why, but they've been red for a while.
先ほどから赤みが出ていて
Maybe I
ね
got stung by those
さ
bugs
っき
cleaning
庭
the
先の
garden.
片付けをした時虫にでも刺されたかな
あ
Oh,
あ庭
you were
先の
cleaning the
片付け
garden?
警察の連中
Cops
め
trampled my garden,
散々
tossed white
庭を
powder
踏み荒ら
everywhere,
したり
left
白い
without
粉
cleaning
を
up.
まき散らした挙句片付けもしないで帰っていきよったからな
ああ
Yeah,
現場検
that's
証
what
は
on-site
そういうものらしい
investigations are
です
like,
ね
apparently. In on-site investigations, officers search drawers and scatter aluminium fingerprint powder, causing quite a mess. But typically the officers do not clean up, leaving property owners to fend for
う
themselves.
ん
Bothers me a
Yeah,
bit.
Harikina.
Maybe I should have had Hatoya take a look at
先ほど
it.
鳩谷君が来ている時にすまないが
Sorry,
ちょっと
is it okay if I go
彼の
visit
家
his
に行って
clinic?
くるいいかね
ああええ
Yeah,
どうぞどうぞ
sure. Go ahead.
留守中何か用
If you need
があれ
anything
ば
while I'm gone, I'm sure
芝
Shiba
君
can
が
help.
対応してくれるだろう
Feel free to ask her.
遠慮なく申し付けてくれたまえ
He leaves the room rubbing his fingers, concerned. Crap, forgot to ask for a picture of his wife. Who else would have a photo of his wife? Alright, maybe Shiba has a picture she took of Mrs. Kuromochi. With that in mind, Yagumo decides to ask. Say, Shiba, did you happen to take any photos of Mrs. Kuromochi when she was alive? Oh, yeah. I took a picture with her last year for a birthday celebration. Great. That would be a big help. Did you take it on your phone? Yeah. Want me to send it to you? Yes, please. I'd appreciate it. After a moment, Yagumo gets the notification that the photo was sent. Smiling in the photo is Shiba and Mrs. Kuromochi, posing in front of the cake. It was your birthday, huh? Yes. She remembered my birthday and celebrated it with me. She was such a nice, wonderful wife. Shiba's eyes tear up. Yagumo turns away and looks at the photo again. I never saw her when she was alive, but she certainly was beautiful, and she does indeed seem quite nice. In the back of his mind, Yagumo recalls the agony on her face when he found her body. Why must such a gentle lady meet such a cruel end? The urge to find the truth burns within him as he puts away his phone. Yagumo doesn't know if he can call that justice, but he does know that he has to do something. Right, let's go now out and go in to talk to the hippie again. Suona station area is quite relaxed. Sir, can you take a look at this picture? Yagumo shows the peddler a picture of Mrs. Kuromochi on his phone. We think that this woman's the one who bought the accessory we showed you earlier. Was it? Sorry, dude, I'm not really sure. As the accessory peddler pretends to ponder, Yagumo clicks his tongue and turns to the girls. Itoha, Magari, go pick out something you like. I'll pay. Huh? Really? Are you sure? Sure, I'm sure. Pick out whatever you like. Far out, thanks, dude. Yagumo gets right up into the smug accessory peddler's face. Enough with the games, pal. That jogged your memory, didn't it? Yeah, of course I remember her. I mean, a kimono beauty like her sticks out like a sore thumb as a customer here. So it was definitely the woman in the picture who bought that pendant.
Doesn't apply to me, it only applies to you and Real. So,
your Squid Game boyfriend.
Who do you think your boyfriend is?
It's probably some old man or something. January, February, March. Hey, I get main guy. What did Ray get? Thanos. She got Thanos! Who'd you get?
I'm a boy.
I want to see.
Like,
Who's November? Who's November? Is it not someone you like? It's not someone. Is it me? Is it Minsu?
I wouldn't mind it.
Is it Minsu?
Or Minyu, whatever his name was.
Or is it 100?
He was 100.
The old man.
Which old man?
The slimy one.
The fat one?
Yes.
That pushes that poor woman
yes.
back in the thing. I don't know. Could it be?
Did you even look? Aww. So it was definitely the woman in the picture who bought that pendant. Actually, I guess it was less her buying it and more like it was bought for her. Bought for her. She was with someone else? Yeah, man around her age. They held hands, so I guess he was her boyfriend or husband. Who's babe?
That's your cooking.
That smelled like flat Coke.
That's your cooking.
Around her age. So it wasn't Kuromochi, huh? So was it Seiya Ito? Aww. That's really cute.
相手の男の顔は
What did the man look like?
どんな
He was wearing a mask, so like, I don't know, he seemed pretty serious at least.
そっか
Wish we had a way of finding out who she was with. If only I had a picture of Seiya Ito.
Say a picture Ito. Only had a picture of Junji Ito.
Hitoha holds up each accessory to the sun, engrossed in picking something out. I doubt Hitoha's got a picture of Seiya Ito. Magari is making her selection from the biggest, most ornate accessories available. She's picking out the most expensive things she can find because I'm paying. Be right back, guys.
You can tell them you want to murder me, it's fine.
Wait, it's not like there's a point asking her if she's got a photo of Seiya Ito. I do know who might have a picture. Kanade. As soon as he looks at Kanade, inspiration flashes in Yagumo's mind.
さっき鷲原
Remember how he met Seiya Ito's brother, Saikyo,
崎吉だったか
at Washihara Hachimangu?
抑えてるな
You get his face on film?
できるだけ彼の
Could
顔
you pull up a
が
clear
鮮明
shot
な
of
シー
him?
ンちょっと出してくれ
Kanade fiddles with the video camera until he finds an appropriate scene and hands it off.
よし店員さん
Okay, so,
ちょっとこ
could
れ見
you
てくれ
take a look at this?
和服の女性と
Did the
一緒
man
にい
who
た
was with the
男性
kimono lady look
こ
something
の
like
人に
this
似て
man?
なかったか
I don't know, dude. He's got a pretty different
だい
vibe.
ぶ雰囲気違うような気がするけど。
この人はその人
That's
物
his
の
twin
双子の
brother.
兄なんだ
His hair and
だから髪型や雰囲
vibe
気は
are
違うだろう
probably
が
different,
顔
but their
の
faces
作
should
り自体
match.
はそっくりなはずなんだが
Far out. If you hide his hair, he's got the same eyes and nose. Donk!
口元はマスクしてた
His
から
mouth was covered by a mask, but the eyes, like,
目元のあたりと
totally
か
match.
まんまこんな感じの人だったよ。髪の色は染めてなかったし。
Though his hair wasn't dyed and he
雰囲気
had,
は
like,
もっ
a
とぐっと
more
真面
serious
目そうな
vibe
感
to
じだったけ
him.
どね。
やっぱりそうか
Let's see. So it appears that Mrs. Kuromochi and Seiya Ito did indeed have a special relationship. And Mrs. Kuromochi was wearing the accessory Seiya Ito bought her when she died. Meaning... Satisfied with his newfound evidence, Yagumo shakes the peddler's
あり
hand.
がとういい情報
Thanks,
だったよ
that's some helpful information.
いいっていいって。
Like, no biggie, man. Thank you for buying.
というわけで、
So, with that said, the lady's total comes out to 5,800 yen. Oh, that's a lot. Give me a formal
領
receipt.
収書くれ
こんな露店で
Formal receipt, like an open store. That's like crazy talk, man.
完全
I
自
gotta
腹
pay out
か
of
よ
pocket for all that too. Yagumo tearfully takes out his wallet. Go into your profile and delete that. Be right back. Right, sorry about that. Yagumo tearfully takes out his wallet. Incidentally, of the 5,800 yen total, Hitoha was 600 yen and Magari was 5,200 yen. In the evening, Studio Yagumo heads to the inn as the streets of Tsuano are dyed orange. Yagumo suddenly stops in his tracks up front.
どうかしたんですか？
What's wrong?
いや、謎が解
I
けた
think I
気が
just
する。
solved the mystery.
そうだ、池だ。あの池が重要なんだ。
Yes, that's it. The pond. The pond's the key.
池って倉持さんとこのっすかね？
You mean at Kuromochi's place?
そうだ。
Exactly.
倉持さんの邸宅に行くぞ。
Let's go to Kuromochi's mansion. We've got to experiment.
実験ってなんすか？
Whoa, wait,
意味わかん
experiment?
ないっ
What
すけ
do
ど。
you mean? Ah, I think I know what he's at. Huh?
やればわかる。
Oh.
ともか
We'll
く
see when we get there.
マガリとひとあちゃんにも手伝ってもらう
Magari,
ぞ。
Hitoha, I need your
ま
help.
ずは
First, Yagumo leans in and whispers the plan. Eventually, everyone nods and they head over to Kuromochi's mansion. The aqueduct is how they, and the little plastic things are how they exchanged messages.
なんだ、またお前たち
You
か。
guys again?
いつまでもうろちょろし
Got
やがって
anything better to do than just loiter?
まったく用がないん
Jeez,
ならとっ
you've
と
got
と
no
立ち
business
去り
here,
なさ
then
い。
leave.
いや、用はあるんですよ。
We do have
た
business,
だし、
but not in the mansion.
この庭の池に。
In
で
the
すが
garden's pond.
ん
Misawa raises his eyebrows dubiously. Yagumo simply grins before
三
continuing.
沢さん、
Misawa, your officers have been diligently investigating these past few days, right? Mrs. Kuromochi's death and Saya Ito's suicide are suspected to have some sort of connection, right? Misawa doesn't confirm Yagumo's question, but the lack of a denial is enough of a reaction to tell Yagumo that he's right.
で、
So,
池に用が
what
あ
do
る
you
って
need
の
with
は
the
どういう
pond?
ことだ？
Did some sort of key
何か
evidence
重
sink?
要な証拠物件でも沈んでるってのか？
No, it didn't sink. It floated.
ああ？
Floated?
そうです。
Yep.
ほら、
In fact, it looks like they've just finished preparing for the experiment. Yagumo points towards the gate. They look to see Magari and Hitoha approaching.
マックス監督、
Direct to
今終わったとこで
Max.
す。
We've just about finished.
例の場所にバッチ
We
リ流
set
して
it
きますよ。
floating at the designated spot.
よし。
Good.
それほど時間はかから
Shouldn't
ない
take
は
much
ずだ。
time now.
池で確
Let's go
認して
check
み
the
よう。
pond.
うーす。
They move to the pond and stare at the surface. The two confused detectives follow behind. 1 minute, 2 minutes. Nothing in particular changes except maybe a carp surfacing and sinking. The moonlit garden is quiet, save for the occasional croaking of frogs.
おい、何も。
Hey, nothing's... Misawa turns around to Yagumo and starts talking, but then... Suddenly, the pond starts rippling and all the carps start stirring. What?
何ですかね、これ。
What's that? Keishino points where all the carps are gathering. On closer inspection, there's a floating capsule. The carps swarm it, perhaps mistaking it for
や
food.
はり。
Knew it.
Sorry.
Go try picking that up. Misawa looks like he wanted to say something, but he reaches for the floating capsule instead.
中に何か紙幣が
Is
入ってま
that a
すね
sheet of paper inside? After shaking the water off the capsule, Misawa opens it and takes out the paper. He slowly unfolds it and... Made you look, dumbass.
ふざけてんのか？
Are you screwing with us?
Yeah.
No.
さあ
Yagumo turns around and glares at Magari, who's sticking out her tongue before he continues.
何が書
The
かれてい
content
た
of
か
the
は
note
ともか
aside,
く
the experiment was a
これで
success.
あ？
どういうことなんだ。
What do you mean?
津和野では
Many private ponds in Suwano draw spring water via aqueducts like the famous Yoshinaga rice store.
恋の米屋として有名な 吉永米店です。この池も同様で、
Thus, you can reliably deliver capsules to this pond via aqueduct from a certain point
確
outside.
実にカプセルを庭の池へと届けることができるんです。そして、この
So,
カプセルや紙片、
have you retrieved anything like these capsules and papers from the two victims as evidence?
現場に落ちていた。
At the scene of the crime.
そう。
Yes,
夫人の足元に
there
落
was
ち
a
ていた
note
手
by
紙。
Mrs. Kuromochi's feet and
彼
capsules
女
in
の
the
部屋の
trash.
ゴミとしてあったカプセルです。彼女は非常に
Her
束縛の
overbearing
強い
husband
倉持さんによって
confiscated her phone and
スマホ
banned her
の
from
所有
going
を禁じら
outside.
れ、外出も制限されていた。そんな彼女と
This is the method they came up with to communicate in secret.
こういう手段が取られていたわけです。この池に流れ着いたカプセルは
Capsules floating to the pond get caught by the metal grating here, where they can be collected. Similarly, responses can be sent by removing the grating and allowing flow to the outside. Since Kuromochi was no interest in the carp and let his wife do all the work tending to it, she probably had no worries of getting caught. I see. I've got several questions about how you know all of that, but can't find any holes in your theory. Director, so the person she was exchanging letters with had to have been Seiya Ito. There is nobody else it can be. Misawa, Mrs. Kuromochi and Ito's estimated times of death were around the same time, right? Misawa hesitates before he scratches his head and answers. Well, you helped us solve one mystery, so I guess I might as well tell you that much. You're right. They both died around the same time, between 4 and 6 p.m. Investigations think it was a prearranged lover suicide. Not sure if it counts since they were in different places, but that's the main theory. Thanks to you, we've got evidence backing it up. Lover suicide. Suppose that's right. All present fall silent. What breaks the silence is the voice of a man appearing from behind them. See? So that's what it was. When did he get there? He had likely been listening in on the discussion for quite some time. Kuromochi walks unsteadily towards Yagumo. Yagumo, have I told you the significance of the song of the heron's dance? It's the legend of Kengyu, that is, the story of Hikoboshi and Orihime, or Altair and Vega. In order for the separated lovers to meet, the herons use their wings to form a bridge across the heavenly river, or the Milky Way. So the separated lovers are Akari and Seiya. They chose to die during the Hoshiai festival, with such a cruel attention to detail. But I treasured Akari too, you know. So why? Why did she and that man have to... At the pond side, Kuromochi falls to his knees and cries out loud, forgetting everyone else. His lamenting figure is reflected upon the now still waters of the pond in the moonlight. Da 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 da. A somehow nostalgic sound can be faintly heard in a dream. Yagumo sits up as if pulled up by the sound and looks around the room in a daze. He's in a clean Japanese-style room, completely unlike his normal room. Where am I? Right. We're staying at an inn in Tsuano. After solving the letter mystery last night, they showed Kuromochi around and then fell asleep. My head feels so heavy. Yagumo scratches his head and looks out the window, half asleep. He can still faintly hear the music from earlier. Is that? When he realizes what the music is, Yagumo takes off his yukata and picks up his clothes. Da da da, da dee 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 da da da. Stretch, stretch, bend, bend. Yagumo heads outside once he's changed. At the entrance he sees Hitoha, moving her body to radio Kalanetics, playing on her phone. Good morning, Director. Hitoha greets Yagumo without missing a beat. Her well-proportioned figure shines as it moves in the morning sun. Oh, so it was Hitoha, huh? But to suddenly do radio calisthenics now, what an odd child. What's that? Dung med langwara. Oh, that's the thing for Rails TV. Unaware of Yagumo's inner thoughts, Hitoha keeps on exercising. The sight of her moving makes Yagumo want to move his body too. Okay. Yagumo gets next to Hitoha and starts exercising with her. While Hitoha's moving easily, Yagumo is in pain due to his lack of exercise. Crack, crack, pop. Ugh, my joints are crying. As Yagumo's face twists in pain from his joints, Hitoha speaks up while continuing to exercise. There is something that's been bugging me. What's that? The time of the Hoshiai festival. What about it? What the detective said doesn't line up. Yagumo suddenly stops moving and looks at Hitoha. Even comes with a little level. Yesterday, the detective told us the estimated time of death, right? Yeah, sometime between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m., right? Isn't that odd? What do you mean? When Hoshiai is dedicated to Yasuka was written on the scrap of paper. Yasuka Shrine's Hoshiai dedication was at 3 p.m., so the times don't match at all. What? Right. Times don't match at all. Right. Even if the plans changed for some reason, something's still off. How could they change plans that suddenly when they've been exchanging letters in secret? Yeah. The times of death don't match the letter, so how do they match each other? Hitoha, the case hasn't been solved yet, has it? Don't think so. In the early morning sun, they silently exchange looks, feeling chills even though it's summer. Meanwhile, the awfully cheerful radio announcer continues the exercises on Hitoha's phone. Seriously?
解決してないって。
The case hasn't been solved yet? Magari exclaims in exasperation. After his discussion with Hitoha, Yagumo calls for a meeting in the inn room. Well, that said, we'll keep investigating here for a little bit longer. Sorry, but I ask for your cooperation. Well, no point stopping now. I want to know the truth too. But Director, what about room and board expenses? You're not going to withhold wages, are you? It's okay. I'll manage. She can't even manage a straight face, which is a little concerning, but okay. Well, perfect, I guess. I found something a little interesting myself. Interesting? Is it a clue of some sort? No, just a clue. It could be the real culprit. Not just a clue, it could be the real culprit. Last night, I checked all of Kanade's footage from location scouting and found it loud and clear. What was it? Way to go, Aine! What could it be? It's... a UFO! Huh? No reaction? Magari, can you say that one more time? Like I said, a UFO. There is a UFO on camera. Why are you asking me? Oh, come on. Try telling the detectives that the real culprit is a UFO. They'd beat you up. No, I'm serious. It's flying clear as day. Oh, and what shape is this UFO? A cigar? An Adamski flying saucer? A Rendlesham forest orb of light? Or maybe a shapeshifter like the Air France 3532 incident? Whoa, you really know your stuff. Anyway, no. It's too far away to tell its shape, even if you zoom in on it. Oh, sure. Then it's a bug or a bird. Happens a lot. No, just look and you'll see. It doesn't fly like either of those. Okay. Show me later then. You don't want to believe it all. Director, you can look later, but be sure to look. Look, I swear you'll realize it's a UFO. Fine, but have you always been such a UFO believer? I'm not a believer or anything, but I call it as I see it, and I saw a UFO. Okay, sure. You don't believe me after all. Anyway, Hitoha, good job noticing the discrepancy between the time on the notes and times of death. You might just be a natural as a mystery actress. Thanks, but it was just a coincidence. When I did my exercises, I had a sudden epiphany. Oh, when you did your radio calisthenics then? As he nods in agreement, Yagumo suddenly gets an idea in the back of his mind. A detective who gets epiphanies while exercising. That would be a perfect TV role for her. Nah, that's going to give the wrong impression no matter how you slice it. Is something wrong? Oh no, it's nothing. Nothing at all. I didn't know you did radio calisthenics. Hitoha, is that for basic strength training as an actress? Oh, no, it's not training or anything. I just felt like doing radio calisthenics today. I just felt like doing it, huh? I see. Yes, I just felt like it. She's kind of an odd one, isn't she?
クイズです。
Quiz time. Chinese delicacies include bear paws, shark fins, swallow nests, and the brains of
そしてツバメの
monkeys.
正解。
Correct. Way to go, Kanade.
監督
Director, stop
奏さん
messing
に
with
遊ばないで
Kanade.
くださいよ。
After their discussion, they grab their things and get up.
じゃ今日も
Okay,
頑張って調査
time
に
for
回
another
る
day
か
of investigation.
まずはどこに行くんすか？
Where do we go first?
今まで
We've only been investigating Mrs. Koromochi, so let's look into Seiya
伊
Ito's
藤誠
side
也
of
氏の
the
方を
story.
当たってみたい。
それじゃあ、
Okay,
伊藤さんのお宅からです
so
ね。
we start with Ito's house, huh? Yeah. Alright. It is 10 minutes to go, and then I'm going to call it. So we're going to go to the Tsuano streets. Charge. They head down back streets to Seiya Ito's house, only for an angry voice to shatter the silence.
うるせえ
Shut
い
up!
つまで俺にまとわりついてきやがるんだ
How long do you plan on tailing me?
ちょっと落ち着いてください、伊藤さん。
Please calm down, Ito.
いい加減にしろ
I
って
said
言
leave
って
me
るんだ
alone.
よ
How many times do I
何回
gotta
同じ
repeat
話を
myself?
すりゃ気が済むんだまあまあそうと
Now, now, no need to shout. We're investigating your brother's case as thoroughly as we can.
何か思い出したことでもあれば
So if you remember anything, please tell us.
もう何もねえよ
There's nothing for me to tell you. How the hell am I supposed to know what my estranged brother? Seems the detectives are holding another interrogation. Despite the interrogation, the detectives make no progress with Saki or Ito, who only scowls, and so they leave with a bow.
あの刑事二人、まだここに
Those
とど
two
まってたん
detectives
だ
are
な。
still here.
つか、まだ
Looks like they're
捜査を
still
続けてるみたいっすね。
investigating.
私たちと同様に、昨晩の手紙の
Maybe they're not quite satisfied with the letters in the same way that we aren't.
そうかもしれないな。
Maybe,
だとすると、
which
事件が
means
二人の心
they
中
may be
で片
holding
付け
onto
られ
some
ない情報
info
を
that
握
doesn't
ってるの
fit
かも
with
し
a
れない。
lover's suicide.
それ、
Hopefully we can get the detectives to tell us what info that is.
うん。
He stands by the house, glaring the way the detectives left.
どうも、伊藤さん。
Hello, Ito.
あ
You guys.
あんたらか
What do you
何の
need?
用だ
なあ、いえ、
Oh,
こうしてご縁があった
we
んで
thought
す
we'd
か
pay
ら、
respects to your younger brother.
弟さんに手を合わせるだけでもさせていただこうと思って。
大した縁でも
Not
な
like you
し
and knew him.
い
You
ら
don't
ねえ
need
よ
your
そんなも
sympathy.
んそれに弟はうちわだけ
Besides,
の家族葬に
these
する
funerals for close relatives
部外
only.
者は遠慮し
Please
てもらって
respect our
る
privacy.
ああ、そうですか。
Ah, I see.
確かに慌ただしいと
I'm
こお
sorry
邪
for
魔してしまった
disturbing
み
you
たい
when you're
で
busy.
すみません。
It
なん
looks
か
like the
刑
detectives
事
were
も
here
来てた
too.
みたいで。
Sakio Ito's eyes twitch as Yugamo's words before he makes his irritated response.
またお前ら
You guys are
盗み聞き
spying
して
on
た
me
のか
again.
すみませんね。
Sorry. Seems we
ど
all
うも
keep
そう
bumping
いう
into
巡
each
り合
other.
わせのようで。
Those bastards treat me like I'm a suspect.
あの刑事どもまる弟に自殺さ
Wish
れた
they'd
人
tell me
間
why
が
they
なんでそん
treat
な
someone
扱い
whose
される
brother
の
just
か
committed
聞かせて
suicide
ほ
like
しい
that.
もんだ
まあ、事情聴取は
Well,
何度もあ
having
るのが
multiple
普通
police
ですから、
interviews is normal.
あまり
I
気に
wouldn't
しな
worry
くてい
too
いと
much
思います
about
よ。
it.
それでも不愉快なことには変わりねえよ
ああ、
Yeah,
気持
that's
ちは
totally
ごもっともです
understandable.
ね。
Yagamo responds gently to Ito's open frustration with the detectives. Act sympathetic and convince others to talk. Since Magari's seen Yagamo in action many times, only she has caught on to his tricks.
そうだ。鳩屋さんはこちらに来られ
Has Hatoya come
た。
by?
あ
Huh?
鳩屋
Hatoya?
ね
Yeah,
え、昨日
the
倉
local
持さん
doctor.
のお宅でお会
We
いした
met
ん
him
で
at
すが、
Kuramochi's.
こ
He
ちら
was
で開業
apparently
医をされて
Akari's
いる
high
方
school
で、
classmate.
倉持あかりさんの高校時代の同級生だったとか。ということは、
So
あ
he
な
was
たや
yours
せいや
and
さん
Saya's
とも同級
classmate
生
too.
のはずですから、
Has he come here to
こ
pay
ちらにも
respects?
手を合わせに来られたんじゃないですか。
ああ
Oh,
あの
that
鳩屋
Hatoya.
当時
We
は
used to
み
call
んな
him
から
Cuckoo.
ポッポって言われてたっけこっちには来てねえな
He hasn't been
俺
here.
がいない
Not
時
that
に
I
来て
know
た
at
のかも
least.
しれねえが
He may have just missed him.
まだお会い
So
に
you
なっ
haven't
て
seen
ない
him
んで
yet.
すね。
ま、あい
Well,
つ
he
は
was
あか
in
りに
love with
惚れてた
Akari.
からな。
That might be why
そ
he
ういう
paid
理
his
由もあっ
respects
て
there.
あちらには手を合わせに行ったんだろ。
Interesting. Who wasn't in love with Akari?
惚れてたとい
Who
う
was in
のは
love with her
最近の話ですか？
recently?
まさか。
Hell no.
高校時
Back
代
in
の
high school.
話だ。
But to be fair, Akari was a
ま
real
あ、あかり
beauty,
はクラ
so
スで
lots
も
of
目
guys
立つ
liked
美
her.
形だったから、そんなやついくらでもいたけどな。
ああ、なるほ
Oh,
ど。
I see.
もっとも、
It'd be hard to get someone like her out of mind. Maybe he still liked her after she got
他
married.
人のもんになった今でも惚れてたかもしれねえぜ。
あ
I could see what that happening. Crushes you've never had the chance to date can haunt you.
あ、ちなみにですが、
By the way,
高校
what
時
was
代
he
カリさん
like
に対し
towards
ては
Akari in high school?
あ
What?
あ、別に何にも
There was
ねえ
nothing in
けど。
particular.
クラスでも目立つ存在
Did he
であっ
not
た
have
彼
an
女に
interest in the girl who
興味
stood
も
out
なかったん
amongst
で
her
すか？
class?
頭良くて
He thought
逆
nothing
調
of
ぶってる
smart girls,
女は好みじゃねえからな。
なるほど。
I see. Considering this guy's personality, I guess there's no surprise.
ちなみにですが、
ああ、
クラスでも目立つ存在であった彼女に、
頭良くて逆調ぶってる女。
なるほど。
I guess that's it. Yagumo speaks at a distance from Ito's house, where he already knows Sakio can't hear.
さっきの話、どう
What do you
思う？
think of that conversation?
さっきのって
Which one?
刑事に
What
疑
about
われてる
detectives
ってやつ
suspecting him?
ですか？
なあ、
Yeah,
もっとも、
a lot of people would
一般
get
的な
paranoid
操
if
作
they
で
were
しかなくて
interrogated
も、
over and over. So he might just be overthinking things.
何度も事情聴
When
取に来ら
repeatedly
れると、
interviewed by
自
police,
分
some
が
people
疑わ
may
れてる
think
んじゃ
they're
な
the
いか
ones
と
being
疑心
suspected.
暗鬼になる
So
人
he
は
may
いる
just
だ
be
ろうから、
jumping at shadows.
彼の思い過ごしということもあり得るけどな。
どうすかね。
I don't know.
顔
They're
の
twins
そっ
that
く
look
りな双子
exactly
っ
alike,
て
and twin
ミ
swap
ステリ
tricks
ー
are
か
a
入れ
common
替わり
mystery
トリック
trope.
なんかでおなじみっすからね。そのあたりで警
So
察
the
も
police
何
might
か疑
suspect
って
him
るの
because of
か
that.
も。
確かに
True,
そう
you
い
do
う
see
の
that
を
a
よく見
lot.
ますね。
うん。例えば
Yeah,
死んだ
like
のは
maybe
実
the
は
one who
兄の
died
方
was
で
actually the
弟
older
の
brother
せい
and
やさんが
Seiya's the
犯
killer.
人とか。
そういうのは大体頭部が
Normally, the
切断され
victim
た
is
りしてるもん
decapitated
だ。
in that case, with a simple
今回は
hanging
ただ
of
の
this
首吊り
like
自
this
殺だ
case,
か
the
ら、
dental records
歯
would
型
give
の
it
紹
away.
介とかでわかるだろ
ああ、まあそうっす
I
ね。
guess you got a point.
それじゃあ
So maybe they faked a
入れ
switch
替わ
and
っ
so
た
it was
ふ
all
りして
actually the younger
実は
Seiya
入
who
れ替
died
わって
after
な
all?
くて死んだのはやっぱり弟のせいやさんとか。
そのまんまだよ、人はじゃ。
It's not even a twist anymore, he told her.
あ、そっか。
Right. Okay, forget about the radio calisthenics. This girl's a real airhead. Over their 3 days together, Yagumo's mental image of Hitoha has been slowly overwritten. As Yagumo ponders, Hitoha suddenly claps her hands and speaks up.
実は倉持
What
夫
if
人と
Mrs.
不倫をしてい
Kuramochi
た
was
のは
actually
兄
cheating
の
with the
咲
older
代さん
brother,
の方だっ
Sakio?
たとか。
ほう？
夫人が好意を抱いたの
What
は
if
せ
she
い
actually
やさんの
liked
方だったんですけど、
But
こ
Sakio
っそり入れ
what
替わっ
switched
た
places
咲代さ
and
んが
pretended to be his
弟
younger
さんの
brother
ふりを
so
して
he
付
could
き
go
合
out
って
with
し
her.
まっていた。夫人は弟さんと思い込ん
She
で
thought she
付き
was
合ってい
going
た
out
ん
with
で
the
すけ
younger
ど、
one, but
あ
one
る日
day
入れ替わって
she
いたこと
noticed
に
the
気
switch
づいて
and
しまっ
to
て、
get her revenge on
それを責
Sakio.
められた咲代さんに。
うわ、
Whoa,
何それ
what the
怖っ
heck?
怖っ。
That's a scary thought.
ひとはちゃんの想像怖すぎなんですけど。
Kituya, your theory is way too scary.
ただの想像で
It's
すけ
just
ど
a
ね。
theory.
想像つう
It's
か
almost a
ほぼサイコ
psychological
ホラ
horror
ー。
plot.
確かに怖い想
It's a
像
scary
だが、
theory, but it is
もし
possible.
それがあり得たとした
Suddenly
ら、
complicates this
この
case's
事件の人間
relationships.
関係ががぜん複雑になる。そのあたり、
There's
どこかで
something I
確
want to
認し
check
て
in
おき
that
たいところ
regard.
だな。
Yoshinoya? Once they're back at Yoshinoya, Yagumo quickly instructs Kanade.
かなで、今のう
Can
ち
you
に
make a
ここまで
backup of all
撮
the
影した
footage
デー
they've
タ、
filmed so
バ
far?
ックアップ取っといてくれるか？
ああ、だったら、
Oh, wait, why are you waiting? Can I take a shower? You're all sweaty and gross.
ちょっと。
あ、自分
Me
も
too. We walked up such a
歩きっ
sweat.
ぱなし
My
で汗だくだし、足
my
もむ
feet
く
are
んじゃって
so
るしで
swollen
大
too.
変っすよ。
別にいつもと
Your
変わ
feet
ら
look
ん
the
足の
same
太
size
さに
to
見える
me.
けどな。
うっせっすよ。
Shut up. Margari and Hitoha get up. Everyone rests and relaxes as they wait for the backup to complete. Hito's house has gotten quiet and devoid of human
誰
presence.
もいないな。
Nobody's around.
チャイム、鳴らして
Should we
み
try
ましょう
ringing the
か。
bell?
な
His brother
兄の
Sakyo
先
might
は
be in
中
there.
にいるかもしれない。
Yagumo tries ringing the bell several times. No matter how long they wait, there's no sign of anyone coming out. I don't know where to go now then. It's mention again.
おっと。
Oh,
ああ、失礼。
ah, excuse me. As Yagumo enters Kuromochi's mansion, he nearly runs into Hatoya on his way
あ
out.
れあなたたち
Oh,
は
you're the guest
昨
from
日
yesterday.
のどうも。
I'm
Yagumo
Yagumo
映
from
像の
Yagumo
ヤグモ
Studio.
です。
We have business relations with
倉持さんと
Kuromochi.
は仕事で関わりがありまして。
ああ、そう
Oh,
で
I
すか。
see.
で
Are you
は
here to
倉
visit
持
him?
さんを訪ねて。
ね
Yes.
え、中にお
Is
られ
he
ます
in?
か？
おられるけど、
Yes, but
残念ながら
unfortunately
体
he's
調が
resting
悪いっ
right
てお
now
休
as
み
he
中
feels
でした
unwell.
よ。僕も薬を届
I
けに
came
来た
to
んで
deliver
すが、
medicine but
お
couldn't
会いでき
see
なかっ
him,
た
so
の
I
で、
handed it off to
芝
Miss
さんと
Shiba.
いう女性に預けてきたところです。
そうですか。
See,
薬
there's
と
the
いうの
medicine for
は、もしかし
Kuromochi's.
て倉持さんの
Finger
指の
rash?
発疹の？
ええ。
Yes.
昨日は
I
原因
couldn't
がわ
figure
から
out
な
the
かった
cause
けど、
yesterday, but I
さ
finally
っ
got
き
it
よう
and
や
wrote
く
a
原因がわか
prescription.
ったんで処方薬をね。
原因って
Cause?
虫に
He
刺され
wasn't
たんじゃ
stung
な
by
か
a
ったんです
bug?
か？
ああ、
Oh,
虫
it
じゃなく
wasn't
て
a
アレ
bug.
ルギ
It
ーで
was
し
an
た。
allergy.
ほ
What
う。
sort
何
of
のアレル
allergy?
ギーです？
それは、ごめんなさい。
That's
患者さんの
classified
個人情
patient
報に当た
information.
るんで。
Sorry.
なあ。ま
No,
あ、
right.
それはそうでしょうね。
Hatoya smiles and nods before he bids farewell and makes his exit. Shiba's feeding the carp in Kuromochi's garden.
恋の餌やりは
So
芝
it's
さ
your
んの
job
仕
to
事
feed the
になっ
carp
たん
now,
ですね。
huh, Shiba?
ええ。
Yes,
先
the
生は
professor
そも
was
そも
never interested
恋
in
に
them,
興
so
味が
now
ない
that
で
his
す
wife's
し、
passed away, it's
今
my
まで
job.
餌をやっていた奥様が亡くなってからは、ああ。
Everyone falls awkwardly silent. But then Shiba decides to speak.
町の噂、
Have
聞
you
きまし
heard
た？
the rumor in town?
噂？
What rumor?
いえ、
We
特
haven't
に
heard
何も
anything in
聞いてな
particular.
いですけど。
Right, director?
ねえ、監督。
なあ。
Nope. There's a
何か
rumor.
聞いたっけかな？
昨
Well,
日あたりから
several
町の人
people
た
have
ち
been
何人
talking
もから
about it
聞いて
since
る噂があっ
yesterday,
て、
so I'm quite
すごく
curious.
気になってるんですけど、
それ、どんな
What
噂
sort
でし
of
ょう？
rumor is it?
言いますけど、
I'll tell you, but
笑
please
わ
don't
ないでく
laugh,
ださい
okay?
ね。
ほう。
Okay.
大丈夫。笑ったり
It's
なん
okay,
て
we
しな
won't
いっ
laugh.
すよ。なら言いますけど、
Okay, I'll tell you then.
実
You
は
see,
太鼓谷稲荷に
Willow Wisp
狐火が
appeared
現れ
at
たんです
Taikodani Inari Shrine. Willow Wisp appeared at Taikodani Inari Shrine.
狐火？
A willow wisp?
それは興味深い
That's。quite intriguing.
本
If it's
物ならぜ
legit,
ひカ
I'd
メ
like
ラ
to
に
get it
収
on
めたい
camera,
とこ
but
ろだが、
when was it seen?
それ、いつの話です？
それが
Apparently, the night
奥
Mrs.
様の亡く
Kuromochi
なっ
died.
た晩らしくて、深夜
Late at night, near Taikodani Inari Shrine's Torii
あの
corridor,
辺り夜
a
は
willow
真っ
wisp
暗なんですけど、
flashed in
そこ
pure
にちら
darkness.
ちらっと狐火が光ってたとか、10分ほどその
For
狐
about
火
10
がちら
minutes,
ちらと千本鳥
flashed
居
in
の
the
中
middle of the
腹あた
Torii
りを揺ら
corridor
めいて
and disappeared.
それっきり
Entirely.
消えてしまったそうなんです。
Yagumo tries to mentally visualize Shiba's words. Underneath a pitch-black sky lies Tsuano Castle's mountain, like a giant lump of coal. The Tori corridor transforms into a staircase from the spirit world. A ghostly light rising up from below. It feels so real to be a dream, as if it's the living history and folklore of Tsuano. Wow, that's scary. It's real damn scary if you think about it. Yeah, since Mrs. Kuromochi died that night, many say it's Inari leading her soul away. It's even scarier. Director, this place is crazy. First UFOs, now will-o-wisps. It's like an occult convention. Forget about the UFOs for now. Shiba, you sure it's not an illusion or something? Well, lots of people say they saw it, so I doubt it's just a hoax. Face, what do you think? Very neat, very tidy, very clacky. As Magari and Hitoha shiver in fear, Yagumo crosses his arms in thought. Perhaps inspired by Magari's fear, Yagumo shudders at the thought that there could be something significant, something frightening secret, lurking in the shadows. Some frightening secret lurks in the shadows. I'm just going to go back to the garden and see if I can speak to her a bit more. Shiba sweeps the garden with a bamboo broom. You're even sweeping the garden? You do a lot around here, Shiba. Yeah, well, since the police trembled over things, I've got to clean up after them. I really want to clean inside the house too, but I don't want to make too much noise. Oh, right, Kuromochi's not feeling well, huh? Right. He's resting inside, so I don't want to make too much noise. See, we'll be careful too. Yes, please do. I want to stop him from going away now. There's no sign of any officers in the hallway leading to Mrs. Kuromochi's room. Seems the on-site investigation is over as the police tape has all been removed. Looks like we can go in. Let's check the room for now. Such a mess. Hate to be the one who's got to clean up. The room's littered with tape marking of evidence and aluminium fingerprinting powder. I guess this really is how crime scenes turn out. Yeah, investigation's a dirty job. Someone's got to do it. Why don't we do some ourselves? Nothing's been cleaned up yet, so the police must have preserved the crime scene as it was when the body was discovered. There's a window facing the hallway with a small panel of decorated glass. Shiba used this window to check on Mrs. Kuromochi before 3 p.m. on the day of the incident, right? Probably. But she'd go all the way outside to peek through that window over there. From this angle, all she'd be able to see is Mrs. Kuromochi's upper body in the rocking chair, which means she didn't notice the metal basin placed on the floor. The window faces the hallway. This window's completely fixed in place, doesn't look like it slides open or anything. This window faces outside to let sunlight in. It's cracked open. Indeed, the window's been opened at a slight angle, so there's a small gap at the top. That's weird. If you're going to commit suicide by chlorine gas, you'd seal the room airtight, right? Well, chlorine gas sinks, so I don't think a crack like this would be enough to ventilate. But if you're that set on suicide, you'd at least be thorough enough to close it, right? skylight windows open slightly. Not big enough for an intruder to get in, huh?
床
There's
白い粉が
white
散って
powder
ます
all
ね
over the floor.
これ
Should we
踏まない
avoid
方がい
stepping
い
on
んで
it?
しょうか
いや、
Nah,
もう
they
とっく
probably
に
finished
指紋採取
fingerprinting
も終わ
long
ってるん
ago,
だ
so
し、
it shouldn't be a
踏んでも
problem.
問題ないと思うよ。
あ
He told her nods, but still does her best to avoid stepping on powder as she walks around the room. Other than the aluminium powder on the floor left by the police, there's no visible difference. The police took the paper, so other than that, there's nothing overtly suspicious here. Just to be sure, Yagumo carefully examines where Mrs. Kuromochi sat. Is there a poison needle on her seat, or some sort of little trick like that? He stares at the seat and back of the chair. There's no evident tampering. The rocking chair where Mrs. Kuromochi sat. Just looking at the chair brings back memories of how Mrs. Kuromochi died that day. There's nobody in the kitchen, just the result of Shiba's fruitless struggle against the trash. Can it be like this until trash day? I feel anxious thinking about this trash being left out in the seasonal heat. There's a putrid smell already spreading, causing Yagumo to run away from the kitchen. There's nobody to be found in the reception room.
そういや倉持さ
Right,
ん
the doctor said
体調が
Kuromochi was
悪くて
resting
お
since he
休み
wasn't
中っ
feeling
て
good.
あのお医者さんが言ってましたね。
あ
Right,
寝
he's
込んでる
asleep.
よう
We
な
should
ら
wait.
ちょ
We
っと
shouldn't
会う
wake
が
him up. Yagumo gently closes the door. Where am I even going?
の忘れてた。
I forgot.
なんすか
Forgot what?
いや、鷲原八幡宮は
Washihara
流鏑馬神事でも有名
Hachimangu
で
is famous for
その馬場
horseback
が近く
archery,
にある
so
んだ
we
よ。
should film the horse track.
あー品販
Still up
す
for
る気
location
まだあったん
scouting,
です
huh?
ね。
当たり前
Of
だ。
course I am.
ちょっと
I
忘れ気味にはなってたけど。
正直
Honestly, I kind of forgot our original goal too.
まあ、ともかく。
Well, anyway, it's
近くだ
close
から
by, so
今
let's
か
go
ら行ってみ
visit.
よう。
As per Yagumo's suggestion, they head towards the horseback archery ritual grounds to film. Let's visit that Will-o-wisps. When they get up to Taikodani Inari Shrine, they spot some unexpected faces.
あれ刑事さんたち
Huh?
ですよ
Those the
ね
detective, right? Are they
何か
interviewing
聞き込みを
あ
Well,
Mada
the
sousou
investigation's still
keizoku
ongoing.
jū
They must have doubled
あ、
out,
やっぱり
doubt
二人の
about
心中ってことに。
it being a
彼らも
lover
疑念
suicide.
さっきの件もあるし、
If they're
ここで
interviewing
聞き込み
here,
ってことは何か伊藤咲
they're
夫さんに
judging by
疑いを
what
抱い
we
て
just
るって
saw.
こと
They must
ですかね。
suspect Sakio
だ
Ito.
ろうな。
Probably.
彼らから
If only we
何
could
か
get some
捜査の情
information
報を
about
得
the
られる
case
といい
out.
んだが。
ちょっと刑事さんと話
Why
して
don't
み
we
たら
try
どうで
talking
す
to
か
the detectives?
なんか
Maybe
捜
there's
査
some
に進展あっ
progress
た
in the
かもですよ。
investigation.
そうだな。
Good point.
そうしてみるか。
Guess it's worth a shot.
ちょっと刑事さんと
そうだな。
刑事さんたちがま
If
だ
the
捜査を
investigation's
続
not
けてる
over,
っ
the
てことは
detectives must still have
やっ
doubts
ぱ
about
り何
something,
か
huh?
まだ不審な点があるってことですよね。それ
But what?
なんなん
それを聞いて、
If they just
教
tell
え
us,
てくれる
things
な
would
ら
be a
話
lot
は早いん
easier.
だがな。刑事さん、聞き込み中ですか？
Are you interviewing detectives?
あ
なんだ、また君た
Oh,
ち
you
か。
guys again.
小さな
Small
町です
town.
から。
We're bound
よ
to
く
bump
会い
into
ます
each
ね
other.。
それより、まだ
Anyway.
捜査を続けてるみたいですけ
It
ど。
it looks like you're
やっ
still
ぱり例
investigating.
の事件
Are
に
there still
何か
doubts
不審
about
な
the
点で
case?
も。それは
Well,
捜査上の機密だ。
that's classified information. We have no obligation to tell civilians.
ひどいな。
Hey, come on. We solved one mystery together last night, didn't we?
じゃないですか。
We're on the same
我
side.
々は協力者ですよ。
だからって
Doesn't mean we can just divulge classified case information.
ほら、言った。
Now move along. Doesn't seem like they're willing to talk. The detectives shoo Yagumo away like a dog. The detectives are pointing somewhere as they discuss something. I want to get some more info out of them, but judging how they were earlier, they probably won't tell me anything if I ask, so
ダメだな。
it's no use.
さす
Doesn't
が
look
に
like we're
彼ら
getting
から
any
情
info
報
out
を
of
聞き
them.
出すのは無理みたいだ。
んじゃあ
Desperate
奥の手を
times
使う
call
しか
for
ないっすか
desperate
ね
measures.
なんだ、なんか手があるのか。
You've got a plan?
ええ、まあ
Well, kinda.
ちょっとひとはちゃん
Hey, Hitoha.
私ですか？
Me?
ちょっと
Yeah,
頼みた
got a
いこと
favor
があるん
asking.
で。
は
Magari whispers into Hitoha's confused ear. Hitoha's surprised and confused at what she hears, but eventually she nods reluctantly. Stumped, Hitoha falls silent. How did Magari tell Hitoha?
今度こそ刑事
At
さ
least
んも
one
何か
detective
話
will
してく
talk
れ
if
る
we
は
use
ず
our
っすよ。
celebrity
なん
Hitoha
せ
as
この
bait.
孔明がひとはちゃんにバッチリ策を授けたんで。
策？
Wait,
マジで？
Hitoha's bait?
え
Yes. For some reason, Hitoha nods in bewilderment to Yagumo's question. Damn it, Magari, what are you making Hitoha do? I've got a bad feeling about this.
今度こそ刑事さんも
策？刑事さん。
Excuse me, detectives? Yagumo calls out to the detectives once again. But this time, he brings Hitoha with
し
him.
つこいな、おい。
You sure are persistent. We're not talking. Keep it up and it's obstruction of
いや、
justice.
そうは言いますが。
Well, if the investigation's not over yet, that means we're still suspects and can't freely location scout.
それじゃ安心してシナハン続けられませんよ。
知るかよ。
Boo-hoo. That's how investigations are. Deal with it.
その通り。
Yeah. Now do your civic duty and deal with it.
でも
But
やっぱり不安です。
we're so anxious.
人はさん。
Hitoha. Hitoha murmurs anxiously as her eyes tear up. As a big fan of hers, Keishino starts stammering.
刑事さんたちに
I
私が
feel so
疑われて
uneasy
るって
thinking
思
you
う
two
と
suspect
不安で
me. I
夜
can't
は
sleep
眠
at
れな
night.
くて。
いや、
You're fine, Hitoha. I don't see you as a
自分
suspect.
は容疑者とは思っておりません。
でも
But
ま
if
だ
the
捜査をしてい
investigation's
る
not
という
over,
のは
that means there's some
何か疑いが
doubt
私た
cast
ちに
over
も
us,
かかってい
doesn't
るん
it?
でしょ？
ああ、いやいやいやいやいや。
No, 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 no. There's no doubt casting on you at all, Hitoha.
ただ行政解剖の結果、
Mrs. Kuromachi's autopsy found sleep meds in her system, so we're tracking that down.
調べているわけでして。
Gotcha. Sleep meds. Yagumo reacts to Kaishino's words. Upon realizing what just happened, Misawa elbows Keishino in the gut. Hey! Sorry!
待ってください。
Hold on.
夫人は睡眠薬を飲んでから塩素ガスによる自殺をした
You
可
mean
能
there's a
性があるって
possibility
ことです
Mrs.
か？
Kuromochi took sleep meds before her chlorine gas suicide?
確かに少し不自
It's a
然だ
little
が。
strange, but if it was to reduce her suffering and fear, it would make some sense.
何かそれ以上に
Is there
不
something
審
more
に思える
suspicious
ところ
than
があっ
that?
たってことですか？
知らんな。
Who
それ以
knows?
上は答え
No
ろ。
more questions. Oh. Coming.
ケシノさん。
We just finished this section. I'll
そ
be
れ以
right
外
after
に
then,
何
okay?
かあったんですか？
Ah, Keishino. Did anything else
あ、い
happen?
や、その睡眠薬
Oh,
が市販され
the
てない
sleep
品物
meds
だったん
aren't
で、
over the
それ
counter,
を
so
ど
there's
こ
a
から夫人
question
が
of
入
where
手
she
したか。
got them.
言うな、こら
Don't tell them that, you idiot! Be right back, guys. Okay, back. Right, let's see where we go. Don't tell them that, you idiot! Keishino gets hit hard on the head, and yet Yagumo keeps piling on the questions. It would make sense to continue investigating on the question of sleep meds alone. Judging by your behavior, detectives, it seems you're suspecting murder, not suicide. Is there some sort of reason to suspect murder? We're not gonna answer that. Now hurry up and get! Keishino, what's happening? Well, after last night we had the toy capsules fingerprinted, but the only prints we could find were Mrs. Kuromochi's, so... The only prints were Mrs. Kuromochi's? For the last time! Stop talking already! The furious Detective Misawa's spin kick sends Detective Keishino flying back. Studio Yagumo quickly retreats, leaving the two detectives to sort out their rage. They make it halfway across the Torii corridor and stop when they know the detectives aren't looking. Well done, Hitoha. I'm glad it worked out, but I feel very sorry for Keishino. Now, as a result, we got precious info, so it was worth it. Nice idea, Magari. You've grown quite cunning by doing dirty deeds under my direction.
まあざっとこんな
Well,
もん
that's
す
business.
つか
But
汚れ
could
仕
you not
事
call
って
them
何
dirty
すか
deeds,
人聞きの
especially
悪い
when you're the one
大
making
体
them?
はあんたがやらせてんでしょうが
その
But
通り
it's
だ
the truth.
たくも
Crying out loud.
うでも例の
But
カプセ
if
ル
the only
指
fingerprints
紋
on
が
the
夫人のもの
capsules
しか
were
つい
Mrs.
てなかったってどういう
Koromochi's,
ことっすか
what
ね
does that mean?
昨晩の謎解きからすると伊藤誠也さんの
If
指紋がつ
last
いててもおか
night's
し
solution
く
to the
ないはず
puzzle
っ
is
すけど
correct, then it makes sense to find Ito's prints.
水路を流れてきて
Maybe
る
the
から
fingerprints
指紋
washed
が
away
消
in
え
the
ちゃった
product?
とかですかね。
いや
No,
そもそも
fingerprints
指紋
aren't
の成
formed
分
with
は
skin cells,
皮
so
膚に
floating
分
in
泌さ
water
れ
is
ている
not
油脂だから
enough to erase
水
them.
に使ってた程度じゃ消えないんだ。
それじゃあ、わ
Which
ざわざ
means
指
he
紋が
made
つかな
sure
いよう
not
に
to
して
leave
いたってこ
prints.
とですか？
だとすると
He did. That'd be a little
少
odd.
し妙な話になるな。
Right, guys, I'm going to leave that here now. It is now 8:25 in the evening. So, I've got work tomorrow. We can pick this up again maybe tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow. Maybe Wednesday evening, Thursday evening, Friday evening at the very least. If not then. I think we've got a long way to go before more of the story unfolds. It might not be this particular story, but we have several chapters to go through. This game's going to take a bit longer than expected. So join me for that. And like I said, I think this is a great place to stop for now. We have just found out that she has taken sleeping tablets. I think as well, next stream we'll have a bit of a warning. It seems to be... I never learn with these games. They always seem to surround sensitive subjects which are taboo in today's world of the internet. So, hey-ho! Have a lovely evening, guys, and I'll see you then in another time. Bye for now.